fuck.
How's the shoulder doing?
Paul, do you have a new
Good, yeah.
do you have a new lighting setup?
I got a new computer for it.
Oh, what do you got? What do you got?
No, it's
Dell
Tony's.
laptop.
It is. It's Tony's, actually. I'm just using it for tonight.
What
I don't
is
want to have
it?
any glitches. I don't know what this is.
Well, fuck, you should. Okay, that's it. We got to go get you a new computer. You look great.
Thank you. Yeah, well, she touched up something on the screen, too.
Oh, she made you look nicer.
Well,
There's a
it's more of
filter
a-
on.
it's more of a true sense of what I really look like.
She filtered your face. I love it. That's amazing.
Did she really?
What our wives? Yeah, look how smooth he looks. Look at his
Huh?
fucking, look at his forehead. It's like looks
Like
like
I'm 38 years old.
looks like he did a liter of Botox. in
Your
his
eyes
forehead.
aren't even open. Your eyes are like shut.
Well, I was just in the garage before I came out.
Ian, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up?
You're in your new pad or what?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just fucking hell. I'm trying to set up my phone here so it like is not looking at my fucking chin, you know.
For those people who don't know, Ian is in Toronto with Mike, and they're training at Pure, and Mike's putting him through hell. Mike, are you putting him through hell?
I don't know about hell. We're having a good time though.
Are you?
Getting a good pump.
You guys have
Good
trained.
work.
You guys have trained 2 days now, yesterday and today. What did you train?
Chest and tries and back and buys today.
Chest and tries and back and buys.
Yeah,
How are the workouts, Ian?
excellent.
Do you think you're going to be able to? Let me ask you this, because Mike's shit is really like intricate. So, do you think you're going to be able to have enough takeaways when you go home to your own training, or do you think it's something where you're going to have to come back every couple weeks?
I think there's things that you can take away immediately.
Yeah.
I think there's obviously, because there is so much queuing and I'm definitely not perfect at it. I mean, there's a lot of things that I obviously need to work on to get the proper form on a lot of these things. But I think there's things that I can remember and those cues that I can, subconsciously kind of play over to myself to try and remember in those moments. And even just from the times we trained in Windsor when I was there, even some of those things with really like trying to elevate my chest and stuff like that when we were chest training, things like that, and kind of pinning into the lats and shit like that. I found myself constantly trying to remind myself, even after I went home just from one session of that. So there's things that definitely stick with you and you're trying your best to implement. But obviously it is different when you have Mike there. Like every second of every set is being cued, that is something. I mean, as much as I can take away from it, there's no one there. Like you might feel like you're doing it perfect. And a lot of the times I do, like, he'll be like saying something and I'd be like, I feel like I'm doing it, but then he'll move something a little more and then like, okay, that's what he means, like I thought I was already doing it, but you're clearly fucking not. So, and then when he changes that, it like hits it a little different or hits it where he's saying, or, just changes something. So it changes the exercise just like a little bit like that. And especially for back training today, like I noticed that a fucking lot, like just, certain positions, like keeping the hips back or like, snapping at the elbows differently or, keeping the shoulders back and really forcing that chest against the pad, like certain things that we did that, like I said, this the first time we trained back, like just I had certain parts of my back like that I just cannot feel without those cues. Like no matter how hard I'm trying to do it and I'm trying to replicate those things. But when he puts you in those positions and he's reiterating those cues, you can definitely fucking feel it differently,
Hey, do you want to find something to put your phone on so you don't have to hold it?
Shaky.
And hold your phone for 2 fucking hours. You're gonna... Mike, while he's doing that, I know you said before that you don't want to do training programs because like you have to be there, which I totally understand. But I've taken cues just from like your Instagram posts that I've like started to incorporate. Like I always pushed my chest out when I pressed. But after watching some of your Instagram posts, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to push it higher. Maybe I need to put my head back as I'm pushing through. Like there's small cues that you talk about on your Instagram posts or whatever that I'm like, hey, I'm going to try that. So would it be beneficial for you to like create a guide, I guess? Not necessarily a training program, but a guide, like movements like this will help you get like this result.
Yeah. I've been thinking of doing like a Cole's Notes version of like just correcting movement. So like common movement mistakes I see for like chest, back, shoulders, whatever it is, right? For like maybe 5 or 6 exercises.
Yeah.
But it basically boils down to like the same stuff. Like when it comes to like guys like Ian or you guys, it's like it's just helping you understand that there's more movement there, or there's like more, like I can push my head back more, I can lift my chest higher, I can sink my shoulder lower. Because a lot of guys, like, they're just missing those tiny cues, and that's why it's like I tried to say to Iain when he was doing it, I'm like, just even if you hang, like, his natural tendency is to kind of hang over stuff because he's so powerful in that position. Even if the tendency is just like pull that chin back and lift that chest a bit more to start, and then that rise up will be easier. And not understanding that, like, letting something out for real on a back exercise, like really letting your arm straighten, will allow more lift of chest than if you do this like half lean and rock with your elbow, like you don't ever move your arm.
I think there's a common, I don't want to call it a misconception because I don't think it's wrong, but there was something we used to do back in the day, and Paul can attest to this. We were always taught from any coach that we ever had, or anybody we ever worked with, or the older guys in the gym, that when you were training back, you would open up as far as possible. Like you would stretch out as far as possible and open your back as far as possible, and then retract as far as possible. And then somewhere in the last, like, I don't know, 5 years, 3 years.
It's even more recent than that, I think.
Yeah, there's been this like effort to like tell people to not do that because, oh, you're just stretching your teres. You don't want to stretch your teres, you just want to stretch your lat. So this is where your lat is stretched. Now you're stretching your teres. But I'm like,
little like short, like fucking.
Yeah, so
they work synergistically though.
And that's
your back moves in a pattern, right?
Right. So that's why I think we're seeing people doing this, like this kind of thing, instead of like opening all the way, because they're like, well, I don't want to stretch my teres. I only want to stretch my lat. But I'm like, you're missing half the point. Like, it's okay to stretch your teres too.
Yeah. Like I said, they all work as a unit, like, one can work with the other. It's not like you need to completely isolate one from the other. You can still get maximal force generation on one and still be utilizing, those other supporting muscles around it, right?
But I think the thought process now has become, well, if I went all the way up, I took the stress off my lat, now I'm stretching my teres, and I want constant tension on my lat. Yeah. So what do you think about that, Mike? Like, does that make sense, or is that?
It's like that old school way you're thinking of, like, opening up your back, closing your back. That was the guys that did it well. They understood that, like, it was like literally, like, you have to think about it. I'm not letting my arm out by letting my back go, in the sense that, like, I'm not trying to just round my back for rounding my back's sake. Because if you notice, when you do that, if I reach here and I lean with my back first, I don't ever really straighten my arm. My arm kind of just stays in the same line. Yeah. Whereas if I hold this position and I let this hand pull me through something, and then I rock, I get more movement, right? But teaching that to people and people visually looking at it, like, those guys are like, yeah, I'm working too much upper back. It's like, yeah, because you're doing this shit when you're doing full extension. So you think, oh, I better come here and just work this little range, because they don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand full extension. They don't even understand how to, like, trap their shoulder down. And it's okay if your shoulder rocks out, because you're going to pull it right back and retract through.
Right.
But these guys nowadays, that's why I do these videos. Like, they don't understand how to, like, retract their shoulder. They can't do that.
So it's funny you said that. So
here too.
Notice that with posing a lot too.
Go ahead, Iain.
What?
Sorry, go ahead. You're getting, every time somebody talks, your mic gets cut off. So I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say too, like, for all these science guys that want to argue these things, like, the proof is just in the pudding. And, like, I've trained with Mike, and, like, there's certain things that I would have seen that I would have been like, this doesn't really make sense, or I wouldn't have thought this is right, or whatever. And maybe not even, but, like, I know from certain guys, like sciencey minds, they might think that. But when you've done it and when you felt it, it works. Like, it absolutely works. Like, how he's doing it and getting, those muscles to open up and kind of all work together, and putting you, like you said, with, working from the arm and not just rounding the back, like certain things like that. Like, my back, every single muscle on my back, like, I can feel, and I can feel it working. And after, like, you can feel muscles, like bits of my lower lat, or, in spots like that I just didn't even feel before. Like, no matter how much I was trying to isolate these muscles and do perfect form and all these things and really try and fucking isolate every little bit, I didn't feel it the same. So it's like, you can sit here and argue fucking XYZ and whatever you want, but if you do it, if you had Mike put you through a session, you wouldn't say that once anymore.
There'd be no argument. Yeah.
There's no argument. Your argument is because you haven't tried it and because you're looking at a textbook. And if you actually go implement something that Mike's saying, it's like you would feel completely different about it. So it's like, you can sit there and argue it, but it's not how something looks in science and how something looks in practicality when someone's putting you through it with these cues can feel completely different. So,
yeah,
I think people to say that when they're just fucking looking at it on a science perspective, you know?
Yeah.
But even then, what Mike is saying from a science perspective still makes sense. It just doesn't necessarily align with what they're thinking in certain aspects.
Yeah.
You know?
John used to say that all the time. And I say this repeatedly on the podcast. John was as academic as the next guy when it came to reading or even writing his own books. And he was like, it doesn't always translate in real life. But Mike, let me ask you something, because you were talking about the retraction of the shoulder. And I know we're getting a little bit detailed for bro chat, but whatever. So John taught me something a long time ago, and then I showed it to Samson. Samson felt like it really helped his back training. When I would go up for a pull down, I would go all the way up, like it completely open up my back, and then bring the shoulder down first, and then bring the elbow down. So it's kind of like that retraction that you're talking about, like letting the shoulder out, but bringing the shoulder back, and then bringing the elbow down.
I think there's a lot better exercise. That's a good, like, I understand that, because I used to teach people like too, like they'd be up here and it'd be like set and then drive, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, then you get these people where they're too obsessed. They're not understanding the arch and the movement. So they'll do this drive and then they'll pull.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like they'll crunch, they'll power it down. Like they think, oh, I set my back and I pull hard now. So it's like, no, it's just, that's the set. And then the rock back is the arch and pull, right?
But if you're still,
thing to me the most too was like throwing your shoulders back, like throw your shoulder back, you know, like get that shoulder back. You're like, and that's one of the, like, you know, you can really feel when you implement, you know?
So Mike, if you're still arched, is that a good way for people to do like a lat pull down? If you're not, if you're still pulling back.
Yeah, you should be almost, in essence, like if your back curves down like this into your spine, right? Like you should almost want it to be like where that arch is set here. I want to like kind of tip forward and back on that arch.
Okay.
I don't want to just like tuck my hips under and pull this thing into me. I want to maintain that like deep arch and then rock forward and back over it. So the stability of my hip and my arch here doesn't change, but I sway in the body to pull, right? That's like with Iain, it was just like, it's just a matter of, that's what I said to him before. Like he was talking about, I have issues with this and this. It's just that once your body moves in a new way and you understand, like him taking that shoulder throwing cue, it's like now like this ability to retract and get here projects his chest out so much further than it does when he's just staying. So he doesn't need to be like this. And people that are rounded, they don't need to walk around like this now to be corrected. It's just like, if I'm set here, I need to know when I get in a shot, I can go and hit shots. I can project, right?
Yeah.
And it changes everything for them, because like they can feel their back activate, they can feel their head rock back, they can feel their chest get higher, and everything expands, right?
Mike,
if you don't do that when you're posing, or you don't do that when you're lifting, how the fuck are you ever going to do it when you pose? How
do you feel about a little bit of sway in a movement? Like, say, for example, like a barbell row. I was watching one of your videos the other day where you were telling people kind of where to get set.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people, when they do a barbell row, they're like, when I do my barbell row, for example, like my body will move a little bit, like with the weight.
Yeah, it should.
I was going to ask that. Because I've also noticed another theme where people are like, don't move anything, just move your arms.
I mean, moving in every single movement, basically.
Yeah.
And some, like through that movement, like moving into it, you know?
So Mike, would you say people are overcomplicating to the point where they're trying to be too perfect and it's actually hindering them?
Yeah. It's nerds doing nerd shit. Just trying to make shit seem like it's more intricate and more detailed than it really is, when it's like, if let's say we lift weights, right? Every athlete in the world lifts weights to perform better at their sport, because they want to get bigger, stronger, faster, more explosive, whatever. None of the movements they do for that, like to be better at that sport, are stiff and rigid.
Are fixed, yeah.
Yeah, they don't, and because it doesn't transfer over to dynamic movement.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, just because you're a bodybuilder and you don't have to perform physically, like in some sport, doesn't mean you get rigid and stiff. Because some of those athletes that you see who have fantastic development and like crazy body structure, they have that because they understand how to move their body through a range of motion, or like an active range of tension. So they understand how to elicit contraction and then drop back out of it. It's not just like a linear line of like pulling forward and back. It's like, it might be like pulling like that and pulling down, right?
Yeah.
So your tempo is slow, your tempo is quick. Your tempo is slow, your tempo is quick. But all these science guys, like you said, they think they can isolate everything.
Yeah, I think there's an
You
overemphasis
can't
on that.
isolate. You can isolate stuff by locking down supportive muscles around it, and then letting that lat or whatever stretch on its own. But you can't just like hold your body stiff and then move your lat a little bit
and work that one muscle.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like even if you do a bicep curl, your shoulder has to like dip, your arm has to crack. You have to move up through things. You don't just stand there and go like.
But you see some guys do that.
You see some people do that, Paul. I was gonna say that.
And they look like and they have no arms. They look like shit.
Yeah. You see people like put their back against the fucking wall and then they're just like.
I gotta admit, I've done that in the past.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that you should keep your back straight on barbell curls when I was younger.
No one thing too, and I'm sure you guys have felt this in moments too. Like the older I get, the more I'm open to like being a student of the game. You know, like when I was younger, I'd read something and I thought this was the way. And look, you and I, Fouad, have even gotten debates where like I'm like I know the right way, or this is the better way. This is the better way. We've gotten these debates. Yeah, and or I just tried different things, and like there's a million different ways to do things, and you need to be open to these ideas of like you don't know shit. Yeah. You know, like, look, I've been doing this. 99.9% of people that watch the podcast, all of us have been doing this a lot longer than them. Like, I'm only 32, but I've been competing for 15 years. I've been pro for a decade, you know? Yeah. Like, every fucking style of training. I've done everything. I've done things that work and things that don't. And it would be so easy for me to sit in, like, one way and be like, this is what's giving me the best results. I'm going to stick with it. But it's like, why? Yeah. Like, why? Why not try and learn something new? Why not try something different? Maybe that will be better. Maybe there'll be things that Mike does that I don't like, and maybe there'll be things that I do like. And maybe I'll leave it from the week and they'll be like, okay, I didn't like this, but I really like this and I felt this better. I can implement this. These are cues I like. I can take this out of it. You know, I think people just need to always be open-minded and just continue to be a student of the game. Like, I think if you close your mind to learning and like not learning new shit, you're the only person you're doing a disservice to is yourself. You know, I think you always just need to keep an open mind to that shit, man.
Ian, this is like Paul can tell you, like Paul can tell you over my career, like the first 10 years, I thought I knew fucking everything. Me too. I got to figure it out. You don't know shit. And I would speak in absolutes. Me too. And then it was almost, I think around 32 when I met John, when I was like, oh, wait a minute. Because John's the one who explained to me the most that, look, everybody has a different way and every way will work. And you don't, it's like not my way or his way. It's like, and all of it can be a combination too. It's like you might do some low volume some days, you might do some high volume some days. You might do like in the same workout, you might do like, you might do like low reps on one exercise and high reps on another exercise. Like it's not, like my nephew asked me, like, I'm just on Sunday, we were having family dinner and he came up to me and he's like, I think I want to try the low volume thing. What do you think? I'm not a low volume guy, but I still was like, listen, I'm like, the best thing to do is do it for 8 weeks. Give it like 2 months, see if you like it, see if it's like, maybe you don't feel like it's enough work for you. Maybe you're focused on strength and that's what you want to do. Like, but I think people have really gotten to this point where they're like, you got to do it my way. My way is the best way.
Well, plus, I think if you're a coach that thinks like that, then you're a pretty shitty coach. 100%. And I think if you're like, if someone like me, like it is of no desire of mine to be like, oh, Ian comes to training now. Ian does, or so-and-so does whatever I tell them, how I do it, everything. It's like, no, it's just like, if you take away, if we go over 100 things and you take away 3 things, but you implement those 3 things and I see that it helped you, or one thing, I'm cool, man. Like, fuck, I'm not here to like, I'm not here to fix what's not broken. Yeah. There's nothing broken. There's nothing broken on Ian.
Say that again, Ian.
I said, especially at this level too, like, like he said, if you do 100 things, look, I've done 1,000,000 things. Yeah. So if we do 100 and I can take 3 out of that, if I can take 1, 2, 5, 10, I mean, and implement that over time, implement that every chest day, twice a week for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, a cue that I felt better. I mean, that can do a lot for your physique. And I think people just are so close-minded these days because there's so much information out there. I think people latch onto one source and they treat it like God, whether it's a guy or whatever it is, they latch onto one source and be like, this is the way. But it's like, they're all can be the way in certain scenarios, in certain aspects, and you need to try it fucking all. You need to try all of it.
You know what it was for me? It was mostly just ego, because when I met John, I was like, okay, you know what? Because John was at the time, John was the man. John was like, everybody's like, John knows training. John has a better way to do it. So when I went to see John, I was like, I'm taking myself completely out of this. I'm just going to pretend I'm fucking brand new. I don't know shit. I'm going to do whatever he tells me, and I'm not going to fucking argue.
Yeah.
And people made fun of me because I was one of the first bodybuilders to start using bands because John taught me. Because John taught me to use bands, and my body got so much better from using bands than just using heavy weight. It was like a different feel. It was a different way. My body became more fresh. And then I remember he gave us his program, and me and Paul would start doing his program. And every fucking time we were done training, we would look at each other and be like, is that really enough?
Yeah. At the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we would be like, maybe we should do more. Like, it doesn't feel like we did enough.
Well, remember we did Hani's FST7.
Which was a way
fucking
more
crazy, yeah.
But then we did John's, and we were like, but we would force ourselves to leave. We'd be like, okay, I know it maybe doesn't feel like enough, but we're going to do what he says. And I swear to God, both of us just got better. We got bigger, we got more fresh, like our bodies got more round. So yeah, it's like sometimes you think you have it nailed down, but then someone shows you something new, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. This is, you have to have,
especially when like guys like Ian and like, are you like you guys at that level are. You're so in tune with what's going on that it's like these minute little changes or these little shifts or these little like changes of where you pull from or how you lift, like the changes can happen very quickly. Because like I said to Ian, we were joking the other day about training like lat or what we were doing, but I'm like, I can actually see when I tell you to retract your lats, I can see you retract your lat. Like we were pressing. So it's like and I can say it to him and cue him, and he's like, and pulls in. And it's like everyone else, I'm like, fucking shove your lat in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is your lat, tuck it underneath you, right?
Your side there.
So it's like the ability and the intelligence of guys like him to be able to pick stuff up quickly. It's like, it's easy to train people like that. It's not hard.
So Ian, do you think, because you're feeling things differently while you're training, do you think it'll help you in your posing?
100%. I mean, even already what I've noticed the most for sure is in my back, like in my back posing. And that's like I said, like, you know, my erectors, like kind of connecting into my lats and like lower lats and like stuff like that. Like my awareness, because I've been firing them in those training sessions, even just from that one I did with Mike in Windsor. And then, hey, like there are muscles that I can feel there that have been fired now from training that I obviously wasn't putting myself in positions or, you know, going through proper ranges to really fire those, that now I can feel them. And now that I felt them being fired, I have that awareness better so that when I'm posing, like I can, you know, like I can, and it's doing those cues. It's like forcing
throwing
my
your chest up. Yeah.
You know, pulling those shoulders back, and like I can feel those muscles now. So getting into poses, like my body awareness, like, and like I said, this is me doing this for fucking 2 decades, you know?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you said too, like when you said with John, it was at 32, and like I'm 32 as well. Like, I don't know if that's some fucking age that we have some kind of ego death with this shit. And like, you've been doing this for so long, and you're like, I don't know shit. Like I can always know more. You know?
I think it's just maturity. Like as you mature, you stop. Like everybody wants to prove something to somebody. Look at, I know this, I know that. I think you get to a certain age and sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I also think too, it's like people need to look at their physique objectively and be like, no one is perfect. Like no one has a perfect physique. I love if we're talking about like fucking Phil Heath or something. Everyone can improve something. And I know my back isn't perfect. I know my chest isn't perfect. I know these things are not perfect. And how they got unperfect is by doing all the things I've been doing. You know, so if you keep just doing the same shit, what happens? Your better parts get better and your worst parts stay the fucking same, you know? Like if I kept training this way I was trained forever, I'd have fucking gigantic quads and I'd have huge shoulders and I'd have shit everything else, you know? So it's like, you need to be open-minded to this stuff. And like, it's just, you know, let your fucking ego die when it comes to training and be open-minded to this shit, you know?
You know what? It's funny you said that about Phil. I bet you Phil just learned this earlier, and it might have been from being coached in basketball. It's just my own guess. I don't really know Phil that way. I'm just guessing, but I think that because you know when everybody knows when Phil came in, people are like, "Oh, he's got narrow clavicles, blah blah blah." I think he took all his cues from Hani and didn't fucking ask any questions, and he was able to build the physique Hani wanted him to build.
Yeah.
Because I think if he was cocky or arrogant, he might not have been able to take in Hani's instruction.
Something you get with people that come from athletic backgrounds is a coachability.
Yes.
You know, I think it worked like in a, you know, like Mike with football or like, you know, me doing track or like these kind of things. Like, you know, when people have been of scenarios where it's very by a coach like that, like different than bodybuilding coaches, you know, like football coaching and stuff like that. It's very different. It's a lot different relationship to coach. It's very different. And you learn that level of coachability, you know?
Yeah.
And I think people these days don't have that. And I think a lot of, guys like Phil coming from a basketball background, and when you acquire those skills, just to be coachable is a fucking skill,
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
coach,
Well, I think that goes like for Hunter, for example. Like last year, they kind of all agreed, like Ben, Hunter, and Liv kind of agreed, like we're going to do a teamwork kind of thing where we all work on it together. And last couple of years it didn't really work out, I think, the way they wanted to. Well, the first time he took fourth, but he still wasn't happy with the way he looked.
Sure.
Whereas this year he went back to being an athlete because he was a football player before.
Yeah.
So he went back to being an athlete and just said, "Tell me what to do."
Yeah.
So Ben was able to just implement the things he wanted, and they got the desired result. So that's the coachability.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Paul.
Yeah. Well, but also though, if you plan on weight training for, most of your life, you better be open to changing your program. Because if you're going to do the same program for 20, 30 years, you're probably going to run into some problems and lack of any progress.
Well, and it's like I said too, it's you're gonna create the same physique over and over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to be good at making my strengths better, and the things that aren't my strengths are gonna continue down that same trajectory. And if I don't be open-minded to, some of the different things like I'm learning from Mike, or like maybe some things I learned from, Joe, like hypertrophy coach, like if you're not open-minded to trying these new things, you're gonna just continue to build the same fucking physique you've always had. And if your goal is to improve your physique, that's not the way,
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, go ahead, Paul.
It keeps training fun.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, Mike, sorry, before we change topic, I want to ask you, do you believe there's a place for short range movements? Because everybody's always full range of motion. But I said this on the podcast we did with Sam. If you looked at Jason Hu's training ever, he was a huge proponent of staying in the range of tension
range.
And just he would I don't want to say he would do short movements, but he would stay in that tension range all the time.
Yeah.
So do you think
I think it comes from an understanding of knowing what your full range of tension is.
Okay.
And then like understanding, yes, I can carry this range and I could work through there, but if I shrink it a little bit over time, I'm able to get a contraction that's like more efficient.
Okay.
Because I understand like how to work. Like could be like the length of his levers, could be like he just feels better on his arms, but it's like I think it's just a matter of like you have to understand one to be able to like confine the other.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like once you understand, like for instance, if someone knows how to if someone hasn't been able to open their back and really open up from their scap and like push through, if they've never done that, then they can't like half open up and then do pulls.
Okay, I got you.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I have to understand this before I can constrict and then move on ranges, right?
Go ahead, Ian. Sorry.
And Mike, even like, when we were training, he had me do that at times. Like we would do a full range of motion on the exercise. And then we would say like, do a drop set, and he would like restrict the range just a little bit.
Yeah.
He'd stop there. Like he'd put his hand, be like just to there, it would change just where I was feeling it like a little bit different, or change my pronation or supination just a little bit, or change the range, shorten it a little bit, or lengthen it, or do it from the long, like it changed the range in some regard,
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, is that essentially what fart training is?
It is exactly what it is.
Paul,
full active range of tension.
Paul, we've been doing fart training for 25 years.
I know. We didn't know if we had.
It's funny that I give the example of like if you watch Branch Warren train, like anybody nowadays who watch Branch Warren train would be like, this guy's like, how is he even?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is he even doing? Do you know what I mean? But if you watch Branch, he's on that muscle.
Yeah.
Like it might be 3 inches of range of motion, but that motherfucker is fucking moving on that muscle. You can see those shoulders rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
And he may be only pulling the bar what you visually see, but that shoulder retraction in that rock is massive, right?
Yeah.
But his hands move 3-4 inches.
You know what?
So he doesn't need to get that length, right?
You know what I really fucking hate about this fucking sport? We see somebody like Branch, or we see somebody like Dorian, and I've done it. I'm guilty of this, so I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. See somebody like Dorian, we see somebody like Branch, see somebody like anybody who's got an awesome physique, and they're like, yeah, but if they trained like this, how good could they have been? Like I've done it, right? Like people, like I'll give you an example. Like Dorian Yates' legs. Dorian Yates' legs are fucking really thick and really dense, but they don't have like a huge sweep. So in the past, I've caught myself saying, yeah, but maybe if he did high volume, he would have rounder legs.
Yeah, if he squatted.
And it's when I look back at that now, I'm like, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because I just like, I just watched Johnny Shreve just did a video, and he said he was comparing Arnold and Ronnie, and he was kind of making the point that like train in a smart way so that when you're 60, 70, you can still be healthy, because Arnold could still move and ride a bike and all stuff, and Ronnie is, you know, obviously not doing that well physically. So he made a good point that way, but also he made a point that he said something like, could Ronnie have looked the way Ronnie looked without training that way? And I think to myself, I'm like, maybe that's what got him to look like that, though. Like, why are we always trying to say like, well, if he did it this way, he might have been better?
Right.
Because like, that's what got him there.
This is going right back to where we came, like full circle of people's ego and thinking that they know the right way and that they know the best way and that they know the way that everyone should be training. It's like, you don't.
Well, I don't want to say anything bad about Johnny, because I do think he made.
I'm not referring.
Yeah, no.
The masses of when you're sitting there and judging an 8-time Mr. Olympia saying, well, if he'd done this better, it's like, maybe he wouldn't. Like, it's a ridiculous statement to make, you know?
Yeah, I think his intention of the video is really well done, because he's trying to tell people like,
I think for long, of course,
yeah,
applies.
Yeah, he's like, if you go too ballistic, you know, bad things can happen. So that makes sense. But even if you take Johnny's example out of it, like I said, I've done it, and I think it's just arrogant to think like,
yeah,
if they did it my way, or if they did it this way, or if like the guy's a fucking 5-time Mr. Olympia or an 8-time Mr. Olympia, or like, you know, I get it with Sam. Well, you know, if Sam trained better, maybe he'd be what? He's 5'11", 240 at 21. Yeah. What do you want?
If he didn't eat cereal and ate rice instead.
If he didn't eat like that, he might be healthy.
Serial killer.
Yeah.
Paul, how many times have you had, you know, me and Mike were talking, the people have gone ballistic about Sam's diet, and me and Mike were talking, and cereal was like the thing.
I know. I don't understand why that's such a
cereal for everybody for a long time.
Like the thing.
Ian, go ahead. Sorry, I don't know why your mic keeps cutting out, but whenever anybody else talks, I can't hear you.
Well, that's good. It probably stops me from fucking interjecting so much. So.
Go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
I was just saying, yeah, it's ironic because 5 years ago, that was like the thing. Like post-workout cereal was like, everyone was doing that.
Yeah.
Like, still do have top-tier pro bodybuilders eating fucking cereal post-workout in the offseason. That's still a thing.
Rice Krispie treats too. Like, look, it's in the Rice Krispie treat next time, guys. You fucking geniuses.
Muffins for a while.
I had Matt Jansen when I worked with him before, put Rice Krispies or cereal in my goddamn program. You know, like, these are the best coaches on the fucking planet. Like, it's ridiculous. You know,
everyone's talking. This kid's gonna get kidney failure because he's eating cereal.
I just don't. Look, man, and there's a couple things I want to address really quick while I'm on here. I'm not Sam's coach. People are like, why is it Fouad teaching him? I'm like, he's a grown fucking man. He's 21 years old. He could join the military and go fight in the war. Like, it's not my job to be like, don't eat. I'm his sponsor. I'm not his coach. I'm not encouraging him. I'm encouraging him. He's encouraging me. I ate the cereal because of him. No, but I'm not his mentor. I'm not his coach. We're his sponsor.
You're not his dad.
Yeah, I'm not his fucking dad. Basically, all that means is I'm here to support him in any way possible. If he wants good blood work done, I will send him to Merrick. I've already talked to Merrick. He's already done his blood work. People don't know that. Like, oh, his blood work. So he's already done his fucking. He's smart, man. He's already done his fucking blood work.
They're concerned about him, Fouad.
They're not concerned about it. That's the biggest fucking thing. That's the biggest fucking. They don't give a shit.
I know.
And the funniest part about it is, I'm like, these guys all forget what they were like when they were 21.
Yeah.
I'm like, we used
you guys
to.
are all so devoted your whole lives, you fucking clowns.
We used to fucking, dude. Paul, remember we used to have like full cheat days where it was like
Sundays football?
Yeah, we would start with like donuts and finish with hot dogs, and like it was just a disgusting display.
A couple pounds of deli meat. Like, it's just the worst.
It's okay to enjoy food. It's okay.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, like you can enjoy food.
The funniest thing,
you're also training and active. Like for you to have a little blood glucose that you're gonna fucking burn off, especially if you just trained and you're having a bowl of fucking cereal. You're going to be completely fucking fine. Like, this is what our generation as kids, we literally ate that fucking every morning for breakfast. And we're all doing just fucking fine. I was a skinny kid my whole fucking life. My kidneys are fucking top notch, and I eat cereal every goddamn day for 15 fucking years. You know,
I ate Nutella every day as an Italian kid growing up.
You know, like yeah.
Oh,
If your entire diet consists of sugar, obviously that's going to be a fucking problem. But if you're having it in certain scenarios, and you know, if you're someone that's training hard and training regularly, this is not a fucking problem, guys. Like,
yeah, if Sam's sitting on his couch playing video games 16 hours a day, you know, maybe a problem, but he's not.
I want to share this with you guys. Brandon made this for me when he saw the commotion about the cereal, so I thought it was interesting. Let's take a look. Why is there no sound?
Flying high, you know how I feel.
Like the music.
That cereal is awesome.
Sun in the sky, you know.
What I do know is Cinnamon Toast Crunch is really, really good. This one comes with a Nerf something or other. It's not sold.
It's a new dawn.
it is going to be a fucking Cocoa Pebbles day.
It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Cocoa Pebbles.
All right. I just thought that was funny. Cereal was the thing, man, for a long time. And now it's like being demonized just for clicks, I guess.
Sam's killing cereal.
It's being demonized, but it's like any good bodybuilder would not demonize that. Like if you got someone that's a top level pro, they would never be like eating cereal post workout is the fucking worst thing ever. No one would ever think that, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? So we got Texas this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, somebody said something really profound to me. They said, why are you guys trying to abuse each other? Why don't you guys buy each other gifts?
Oh, that's a new twist. A little positive. I like that. A little positivity for a change.
It's a new twist. No, but he was like, you guys are always trying to like make each other get nipple piercings or tattoos. It's like, why don't you just buy each other a pair of Jordans or something?
So the winner, everyone has to buy him a gift.
Well, what we should decide on the gift, like we all like shoes. So like we have to say like the winner gets like a maximum of like a $300 pair of shoes or a $500 pair of shoes.
Of your choosing.
Should we do that? Should we go the positive route or should we make everybody get tattoos?
We'll do it for change. We'll listen to the people.
Okay. Yeah, I like that idea.
What kind of shoes do you want, Paul? Uggs?
Well, you know, I have unique foot needs. And fall and winter is approaching soon. So
Ugg boots.
Ugg boots, yeah.
You want a pair of Ugg boots?
Yeah, I got the Ugg walking shoes now.
You know what? I got a pair of Ugg boots. I've had them for like 3 years. They're fucking awesome.
I know you do.
All right. So you want Ugg boots. Mike, I know you and Iain have more expensive shoe taste.
Yeah, I'll have to think of something. I'll
Iain,
send you a shot of it.
What's the latest shoe?
I haven't bought some shoes in a while, like since I've been back in Canada, because Florida, it's like so conducive to wearing good shoes all the time, you know?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All my shoes are still down there for the most part. Like I maybe only have like 15 pairs with me in Canada. So I'm sure there's plenty of pairs that have come out since I've been back that I could search for sure.
Only have 15 pairs.
That's what I was going to, that took me by surprise too.
I think I have 15. I think I have 15 pairs, but it's like from 4 years.
I've in my lifetime, maybe.
Go ahead, Iain. What were you going to say?
I wasn't saying anything.
This is great. We have to like allow Iain permission to talk.
You may speak now.
Mike,
great for an argument.
Are you?
I get so excited to talk to you guys. It's just excitement. That's all it is.
Mike, what? How many pairs of shoes you got? Are you like a crazy shoe guy, or are you just like nice shoes?
No, I used to have a problem.
Did
I
you
still
really?
have a problem. I literally bought 4 pairs of shoes last week.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Is that just because we can't buy clothing? You know what I mean?
I think
Like,
it's just because my clothing is so basic that the only thing I actually like want to be different is the shoe, right? So
no, but like
I'm an easy guy.
I
I'll give
mean,
you a shout out today, Fouad. I was wearing the muslins you bought me today.
the Muslims.
The shoes, the Jordans you bought me. I was wearing them today.
Oh, I thought you said Muslim.
That's what I thought you said too.
It's the name of that shoe you got
Oh. Ian, you can't say that.
with an N, not an N.
I think it's because bodybuilders can't buy anything else. Like I always thought about it, like during my career when I was bigger, I couldn't just go buy clothes off the rack or anything. So I would always buy like watches or shoes or sunglasses, shit that you could just, you don't have to worry about size.
Your bodybuilding clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's out of normal. I mean, I'm not like that with shoes, but a lot of people are.
You don't think it's abnormal?
No. I know a lot of people who are shoe collectors kind of.
Do you collect shoes, Mike? Like, do you wear them or do you collect them and like keep them for resale?
No, I've worn every shoe that I have. I have one shoe. People watching will know. Maybe you guys won't, but Ian will know. But there's the off-white Nike collab with Virgil Abloh that came out a long time ago, or like maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago now. But there's a Jordan 1 in that, the original like Chicago pair, and he autographed the sole for me. He wrote like "Be like Mike" on it, and then Virgil Abloh. So those, the
Which one?
Sorry, who's Virgil Abloh?
that one there. Yeah.
That one.
He was the designer for Off-White, and then he became the head designer for Louis Vuitton, but he passed away.
Okay.
And he used to autograph all the soles of his shoe where it says "Air" in quotation.
Really?
He'd write his name or write like a message to people. I have that, so that's probably the coolest shoe I have.
That's sweet. Ian, what's the coolest shoe you have?
I have a pair of real Chicago ones that Chris bought me. They look almost the same as Mike's, just like that, but without the off-white.
These.
Yeah.
These just
not
look
those bounds. That's not it. That's the new one. That's like those are 2020s. I have and mids. I have like the legit ones. Yeah.
These just look like the Jordans I have, except they're red.
Yeah. But
Those are
what?
Are those the retros from the first Jordans?
Yeah, that's like the
Original?
replica, the original, like first Jordan.
I'm never gonna be a shoe guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a boomer. I don't get it. I'm like, because those look like my Jordans that I have, except they have red on them.
Yeah, but like a shoe person would know. Like if they saw me wearing actual Chicago's, they would know. Be like, yo, that's a fucking $6,000 shoe.
It's like a car. It's like a car.
Yeah.
If you buy like if I bought like a Shelby Mustang, most people would be like, yeah, it's a Mustang.
It's a Mustang.
Or if I had like a Super Snake, people were like, oh, it's just a Mustang. I'm like, no, it's a Super Snake.
Yeah. Exactly. Those who know, and those who don't, don't. You know?
Don't give a shit. Yeah.
Okay. I was just about to ask you what a Super Snake is because I didn't know what that is.
It's like the upper level of a Mustang. But anyway, okay, let's take a look at Chicago. Or sorry, not Chicago. Now I'm on Chicago. Let's take a look at Texas because the list is out. Oh, actually, before I just want to say congratulations to Hani. I don't know if it needs congratulations, but he's doing the commentary for us. I think that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Because Hani's extremely knowledgeable about the sport, so I think he'll be able to give people some really good insight to the physiques that are on stage. Anyway, these are the names for this weekend. And I think we are still in the top 3 that we originally mentioned.
Yeah, we just don't have Andrew on that, but
yeah.
But he is confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have Hunter, Andrew, Carlos. Is anybody else potentially going to sneak in there?
In that top, I don't know.
Honestly, I think if Carlos is not in shape, someone like Louis Breed could sneak in.
Yeah,
there's a picture of him today that Sulio's put up.
Who, Carlos?
Yeah.
There was a video of him posing they said was 1 week out, which I have a hard time believing is 1 week out. And then there was a picture where he looked a little harder than that Sulos put up as well, or Suelos.
The side chest.
What the fuck is going on here? My search.
Right there.
Yeah.
Where?
Left side.
What are you guys talking
right
about?
there.
This one?
Go up.
Second row.
No, right above that one, Fouad.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't look like 1 week out conditioning.
The legs don't, at least in that picture.
Like there's some lines here, yeah, but this doesn't look like deep.
You go. There's a video of him.
So not sure when picture was taken though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what'd you say, Ian?
Wait, no, this is in Metroflex. That's in Texas, though, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I take it Carlos is one of those guys that when he drops water, things change pretty dramatically for him too.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Paul. Well, it doesn't look like just water to me.
I don't know. I don't want to say that judged on based on that picture, I don't know.
Yeah, like
No.
I don't want to judge by a fucking photo
Mhm.
taken at a gym, but I'm just like,
Mhm.
when you're a week out, I don't know. I expect to see like a little bit
All the
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That picture at least would suggest that, maybe a little bit behind on the conditioning.
So if this is the conditioning or similar conditioning that he's going to be in, because does he still beat like someone like a Lewis Breed or a Jonathan Withers?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Unless Jonathan Withers really brought his back up.
It's hard to say because I think the place is going to hurt him the most is the back shots, because I think someone with this kind of muscularity can look hard in the side and the front.
Yeah.
But I think
True.
from the back, and I know his back is like his weakest point. If there's a little water in the lower back and the glutes and hamstrings, when you're standing next to really hard guys, that can really make you fucking lose a step. So
I want to change my picks.
No, too late. I do want to, before we
No.
move on though, before we switch, go
big
back.
change here. You look
Bless
good.
I
him.
just
looking
want to
good,
say, I want to say congratulations to Blessing. First of all,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that Muscle Tech gave him his own product with it's the whole thing. Like, if
Oh,
you
yeah?
guys, I don't know if you guys seen it, but like this thing is like you know what? I'm going to find it on his page. It's actually really fucking cool what they did for him. It kind of gave me some ideas for our company, to be honest. It's really fucking cool. This is, let's go. I think this is it anyway. It comes in, I wish I could fast forward this. What if we just go to Muscle Tech? This is the bottle. This is the box. So it comes in this box. It comes in this box, and you take this off, and then it's like it opens up, and then there's like a pair of sunglasses in there, like sunglasses like he wears and shit. Like they really went all out on the marketing for it.
That's cool. Congratulations.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I wish I could fast forward. I just wanted to show you guys like the opening of it.
Excited to see what he can do with Andrew Vu as well. I always think Andrew does good work. So to see him a few weeks with him and do that Italy show will be good.
Yeah.
And it's adding in the mix with like Regan and Nathan and shit like
Yeah.
that. That's a good contender in there, That's a guy
It's
that
a
can
good show.
guys if he's on, right?
I probably shouldn't be promoting Muscle Tech on my podcast. No, it's okay. I'm just joking.
We're promoting Blessing and
Yeah.
his.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm just joking around anyway. Can you take this off take the box
Yeah.
off? Like,
You can't fast forward it.
No, I can't. Fuck. Okay. Let's go back to picks while this is going on. Maybe he'll open the box. Paul, Mike, you said you had, where the fuck is it? You had Carlos first, right?
I want to change my picks.
We should be able to, Fouad, up until like a day or two before.
This is it though.
This
What
is
if
the
someone
last-
gets injured or something the
Are we
last
just
week?
doing top? We're just doing top three.
Top 5.
Let's do top 5.
Is he gonna open the box? I don't
I'm
think
still
so.
waiting for it.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Open the
There we
box,
go.
man.
There- Look at
Oh,
that.
That's cool.
That's pretty sweet, eh?
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
You're paying like $80 for the box.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it pre-workout a good formula at least?
Look at that shit. The fucking thing.
Well, and the sunglasses too. So that's a decent buy.
Oh yeah.
It comes with the big fucking wrestling shades.
Huh.
I wonder if the pre-workout's actually good though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I wonder what the formula's like.
This is called euphoric. It makes you feel
Euphoria.
better for your workout. Apparently,
I feel
Sounds
euphoric
like
when I
a
train.
load of shit. Cool box full of shit. Anyway,
Okay. Good for you, Blessing. I think it's sweet.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is he's working with Cameron Cheek, and it looks like they've made some serious
Cameron,
progress.
sorry, Andrew Vu, Cameron Cheek, you're right.
Yeah, he's working with Cameron, and it looks like
Oh,
they've made
there's the video of Carlos posing up, and the far right. Up one more there.
this one.
Yeah.
5 or 6 weeks out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't want to see that. That looks like 5 or 6 weeks out.
Yeah, I would say that's like a 6-7 week outlook for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot of muscle though.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mike, go ahead, buddy.
Hunter,
Hunter,
Andrew,
Andrew,
Carlos,
Carlos,
Withers.
Withers.
I don't even know who to pick there. 5. Who else is good?
Lewis Breed.
Lewis Breed. Yeah.
Okay. Paul?
Hunter,
Hunter?
Andrew, Carlos, Jonathan, Suhan Park.
Whoa.
I like Suhan Park.
All right, Suhan. All right. Well, I would like to state for the record that you and Mike are both pussies.
Why?
Because me and Ian had Hunter, Andrew, Carlos, and last week you guys had Carlos, Andrew, Hunter.
Well, things change for it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I hope I'm wrong. Well, you know, I'd love to see Hunter win again too. So,
do you have a personal...
I'm looking forward to a great show. That's all.
Do you have a? Let me ask you this. This is an interesting question. Not who you think will win, but who would you like to see win, or who would you, if they were all in perfect condition, who would you put first as a judge?
If they're all in perfect condition, well, so I gotta picture Carlos's physique and perfect condition. Then I think Carlos' condition beats everybody.
So if Carlos is 10 out of 10 condition, you think he beats Hunter and Andrew?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think so.
No.
Ian,
but that's without seeing Carlos step on a stage next to guys like Hunter and Andrew.
I think he outmuscles them, but I think he's got smaller structure.
I'm not 100% confident on him from the backside. That's all. But if we're just talking about like who I'd like to win, yeah, I mean, I especially Hunter. Like I'm a big fan of guys that like are already at that elite level and fucking take one on the chin and like come back with a fucking bench. And Hunter like, came back and like really was something to fucking prove and like locked it in and came back significantly better, which I hold a lot of respect for. You know, I know that's, you know, it's like when your fucking nose is against the grindstone, you're gonna let it fucking fuck your head up, or you're gonna be like, fuck this shit, I'm better than this, I'm gonna be better. And Hunter's definitely fucking put the work in, came better. So I'm rooting for Hunter all day long on this one.
Okay,
it shows the strength of his character.
So Ian, you have Hunter, Andrew, Carlos.
Yeah, and then I'll do Lewis, and then I'll do Jordan Hutchinson.
So this show, the shoes are going to be won on 4th and 5th.
Yeah. We'll give this Jordan Hutchinson guy put up an update today that I wouldn't have put him in there until I saw this update, and it really impressed me. So maybe we should show that. I know he's not the biggest guy, but this update really impressed me. Like his conditioning, his flow, his look was really nice to me. So I think it's very complete and will look good on that stage.
He was in Tampa, right?
I'm not sure.
I think he wasn't. I think he was in the first call or two.
Yeah. Should I go back?
Ian, I think you just like him because he looks like you.
No, go back.
He's got the same hair. You got the same hair.
Go back. Go down. That video is the recent one.
Yeah, for sure. This is like, he looks like me. I like him.
I think he looks great.
Yeah, because he looks like you.
He looks just like me. He looks so handsome. God. He looks good though.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm going. Okay. So the show is going to be judged on 4th and 5th then, because we're all picking the same top 3.
Yep.
I feel like I should pick Andrew just to be different.
Do it.
You could win.
Well, because then I'll win. It's like a Price is Right kind of thing. But then I just lose and I fucking owe you guys all.
Yeah.
I have to buy you all a pair of shoes. Like, how does it work?
Yeah. How's that going to work?
The winner, whoever gets the best is the winner.
Yeah.
So the other 3 have to.
The other 3 have to contribute to the pot to buy that person a pair of shoes.
No. Only
the last person.
Pair of shoes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Dead last.
So 2nd and 3rd are safe?
No.
2nd and 3rd are safe.
I'm not buying a fucking $500 pair of shoes. We're splitting.
If you're first, you get the shoes. If you're second, you contribute like $50. If you're third, you contribute $100, and then the third place guy.
Why don't you just make it simple? Why don't you just make it simple? The 3 losers all put in the same amount of money and buy the winner a pair of shoes.
Well, no, because then there's no punishment for being dead last. Because then being second,
we're trying to be Ian. We're trying to be positive. Only the winner gets something that everybody else.
No, there's got to be a fucking loser. They're not teaching good lessons here. Fucking losers. Hey.
last place. Second place is not.
Okay, last place has to pay the most. All right, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what? The last place guys pay 50%, and second and third pay share
25,
50%.
25 each.
Okay,
25,
that's
yeah.
I like that. It's like a
Dead
pyramid.
last has to get a tattoo too.
No.
I'm not playing that fair.
So I got Lewis Breed fourth and Withers fifth.
Okay.
Ian's got Breed fourth, Hutchison's fifth. Paul, you have Breed and Su Yin.
Yes.
And Mike, you have Withers fourth and Breed fifth. I think Mike's going to be the dead last here.
Could not be.
Look at his face.
Right. Trying to light myself better here. That didn't work out. I'm going to win for sure.
All right. Texas Pro Saturday. And then we have next weekend we have the Cottage.
Yep.
What goodies should I bring?
Mushrooms.
All the goodies.
What? Legal goodies or illegal goodies? Which ones are we talking about?
Well, mushrooms are legal, aren't they? For research, we're doing.
No,
research.
they're not.
We're doing research, Mike. They're for research purposes.
I hate that.
Yeah, there's a doctor in Toronto that got nailed for like fucking giving out shrooms and like fentanyl and all this shit. Some,
Really? There's a store in
yeah.
Windsor that keeps opening up and getting shut down every day that sells shrooms. You know what the name of the store is too? Fun Guys.
Pretty good.
Okay, let's do some questions. Will Hunter crack the top 3 at the Olympia?
Oof, that's a tall order.
That's a tough top 3.
But that Samson, Derek, and Hottie, I think are the top 3.
I agree.
Yeah.
In that order.
You think Samson's going to win the Olympia?
I think there's a very good chance. I think either him or Derek will win the Olympia. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Derek looks crazy in his
I
last
think
pictures
Nick will
too.
be battling Hottie for that 4th place. I think that's going to be your next spot after that, and I think Hunter will be battling right for there in that like 4, 5, 6.
5, 6, yeah.
You think Brandon will be out of the top 5?
Oh, Brandon's so fucking hard to place, man. It's
and
so tough.
And Rami.
Was Rami doing the Olympia? Are we sure on that?
I don't know.
Is he qualified?
Yeah, because he's won the Olympia
last year.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, and last year he was top 5.
But I think past Mr. Olympia is automatically qualified too.
But yeah, as a previous, you're always
Yeah, both. Yeah. But I mean, he qualified last year by taking 5th.
And what about William Bonac?
I don't think Brandon or Rami will be top 3 for sure.
Bonac's not competing this year at the Olympia, I believe.
No? Okay.
No. But I think Brandon could definitely. I think he'll be fighting with Hunter for that like 5, 6. Yeah.
There's been no updates of Brandon, I don't think in a while.
No, I think the last update I saw was him just getting to Kuwait.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he
just
started his prep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could see Hunter in the top 6. I don't know where, but
yeah.
Okay. Least favorite aspect of modern bodybuilding. So things like competitions or even just modern day culture of bodybuilding. Mike, what's your least favorite thing about modern day bodybuilding? You probably have a list.
We got an hour.
Start with your top 5.
My least favorite things about the culture of bodybuilding now.
Yeah, bodybuilding.
One is sorry, what is it? Bodybuilding competitions.
Well, it said competitions or just the culture.
Just anything, yeah.
The clothing is number 1. The outlook, the attitude is number 2. That everyone thinks that like they've never competed before. They're just gonna turn pro. Like
That's a
you
good
hear
one.
a person saying, "I'm gonna try and get my pro card." And it's like you've never done a show, dipshit.
Yeah.
Like, you've never even dieted. Like
Dipshit.
Dipshit, I love that.
it's like I don't know. It's not like it's just the overall like lack of respect for the time that's needed and dedication and effort that goes into the sport, right? Like you just think you can circumvent all that, and like all of us are just like douchey like you, and we just like, oh, I do trend and I fucking go to the gym. But you're just like, oh, these guys dedicate their lives to it, and they're fucking every ounce of their being, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna try it. I'll probably be good too. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, Delusion needs to end. We need to like abolish delusion in younger individuals, especially men.
I think part of the reason the delusion is stronger is because it's way easier to get a pro card now than it was 20 years ago.
That's
Yeah,
part of
because
it.
it's watered down. And
Yeah.
it's like, and
I also think the delusion is so rampant because of social media inflating people's egos.
Yep.
I think you can a couple good pictures up and people are like, man, you're fucking could go pro tomorrow. It's like blah blah blah. It's like, you don't fucking have any idea what this guy's gonna look like standing on stage next to guys that have put the last 10 years of their life like
there's guys that like walk around like your gym you go to now or average gyms you go to, and you might be like, oh man, it's like kid's got a good physique, whatever. Like he's like, you know, big back, shoulder, but he gets on stage and he's a matchstick.
Yeah.
Compared to like real bodybuilders, and they're walking around because they're the biggest guy in their gym or in their friend group, and they're telling all their other friends what to do, and like, oh, I fucking follow this guy's programming. It's like, and you get on stage and you're like, you look like a child, like you look like a little kid in a bathing suit. You know what I mean?
That's the thumbnail for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I see it so like in the gym I go to now. There's all walks of life. There's all walks of competitors. And it's just like some of these guys, and girls like is a whole nother topic, but like some of these guys are just like, they're convinced that like they look like Chris, let's say.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't, dude.
Yeah.
You don't even remotely look like him.
Yeah.
Like you may have cap delts and you got your fucking this and you're that. And it's like, but you're not, man. Like you don't understand how special that is or how special person X is or these top guys you're looking at. You don't understand how special those physiques are to even be in the same conversation. Yeah. Or even put yourself in the group of like talking about them at the same time.
That's true.
But you're like, because I'm doing what they do and I take this and I listen to this dude's training style and I fucking concentrate extra hard on my reps. It's like, okay, then go on stage and watch yourself get smoked. And then you'll be oh, it's the judges, man. The judges.
Yeah.
The politics.
I think part of that is a symptom of height and weight. So somebody will say like Chris is 5'10", 240 or whatever he is, Ian. I don't know exactly what he is, but he's 6'1", 240?
240, yeah.
Yeah. So you get another guy who's 6'1", 240. He's like, I'm Chris's size. And I'm like, it's like that's the best way I ever heard it put, Mike. It's just special. Like he's literally, yes, he works hard, but he's also genetically put together in a way.
He's just better.
Yeah. He just looks different.
I think the thing people, and I said this on one of my stories too, someone was asking something about somebody, and I think it might have been Chris, and I was just like, I think one thing people need to get in their head is like with this, everybody, whatever, is like, not all humans are created equally. Actually, very fucking far from it. Like, just because you do something the same as somebody, maybe you even do it better. Maybe Chris is half-assing things, and you're doing it 100 times better than him, 10 times more consistently, taking more drugs, have better coaching, train harder. It still doesn't mean you'll look even fucking 5% like that.
Yeah,
like,
it seems like the only delusion. You go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's just like it's with anything like that. It's like no matter how much you train, Usain Bolt on his first day of running will be faster than you after fucking 15 years of the best running, training, and diet and everything. It's like we're just not created equally, and that's just, I think it's a hard reality people have to face. Like they're like, I can do it because he did it. It's like, no, that's actually the reason you can't do it. Because he one of him. He is one of one.
Yeah,
that's the opposite.
In every other sport on the planet, though, like if you watch football and you're like, oh, I could do what like Odell Beckham does. It's like I could like get one-handed grabs out of the air. Like I do that all the time. It's like, yeah, you do with your friends.
With a Nerf ball.
When they throw you a ball. He does it with the pressure of the greatest players on the planet pushing pressure on him. And he makes it look like a child, like a kid playing a game.
Yeah.
Do you even think that you equate to that same level? Like the delusion is crazy, man. Like I don't really worried about like future generations of like men.
Well, what are they taught in schools now that everyone,
Can I tell you something that's really interesting is we have a real case study in our friend group. So I think part of the problem is these average guys, it's like the pros versus Joes things. These average guys have never either trained or been around a pro long enough to understand that it's different. Because in our own friend group, Ben came to the realization after like 5 or 6 years that pros are just different because he trained with Luke, and he ate better than Luke, and he fucking even trained heavier than Luke. Sometimes he could deadlift more or squat more than Luke, but it didn't fucking matter because Luke was just growing like a fucking weed.
Luke was just a bodybuilder. The end.
He was, yeah, that's it. So it's like,
well, like me and you, Fouad.
Yeah, it's like you
I
just
didn't generally say no, but seriously, I couldn't be a pro like Fouad. I wasn't built the same way.
I
trained
thought you were
well.
talking the opposite. But
No,
I-
no.
I thought he was going
no.
to say that too. He's like,
I mean, I could have
Fouad
been. I
was
mean, I'm
shit.
serious, but
Fouad was shit. He couldn't do what I did.
no. I meant the same thing.
In the
Like
same breath.
I did the same thing as you pretty much, but I couldn't. I didn't get to your level.
I think you
I
could
could-
have been. I don't think you could have ate like I did. That's the problem.
Well, but that's part of it.
Yeah, I guess.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah. But I just think, Ben has been, and that's actually first time you've ever said that. Thank you, Paul.
I've always told you that before.
Just joking.
That was part of the journey of being your partner. You
Yeah.
lived my dream for me.
No, you have said that before, actually. No, but no, Ben was like in his most honest moment. We were talking privately, and he was like, he was just better. He could feel things more. His body would respond to them differently. Like,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of these guys that don't have necessarily I don't want to say real bodybuilder, but like a pro level physique bodybuilder around them, just don't understand the difference.
Well, especially bodybuilder physique. Like
Yeah.
maybe you have a friend who's a men's physique pro or something, and not taking anything away from anybody who's pro in whatever category, but open pro guys who are on stage at 260, 270, like Iain, Mike, Fouad, your level, that's different, man. I've been around it. It's different.
Yeah. Paul, what is your least favorite aspect of modern bodybuilding or modern bodybuilding competitions?
Competitions are just the sport in general.
Just everything, anything to do with bodybuilding.
I miss the old meatheadedness of things, Like, remember if we would do dips and we would put like 4 plates on each other's laps and then strip them off one at a time and throw them on the gym floor. You could do that. In gyms, you probably couldn't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Or we do leg press and we'd be stripping down plates, throwing them on the floor, yelling, screaming, fucking puking.
Yeah.
You can't train like that in gyms anymore.
Yeah, there's some gyms I think you still do, but I get what you mean. Overall, it's become more like sanitary.
Tripod. Yeah, you got your tripod out and you're doing one set and explaining between sets. And it's just different,
Well, it's just, it's like they took the soul from it.
Yeah, the fun.
Yeah.
But
I think
there's a certain
I think
there's a certain camaraderie, that's built though in sessions like that.
Yeah.
Among friends,
I think that's my ultimate pet peeve about bodybuilding in general is the lack of respect from what worked before. So people will look at like a 2000s bodybuilder, a 90s bodybuilder, an 80s bodybuilder, 70s bodybuilder even, and it'd be like, well, that's fucking stupid. Just that those guys are fucking old school. They don't know anything, or just like you said, like the meatheadedness of it. Like one of the things I fucking love about Sam is just a fucking, I don't give a fuck. This is how I like to train.
Yeah, he's kind of integrated new with the old.
That's what I like
he's got his tripod, but he's still training like we used to train.
Yeah. It's like
when you guys were younger, do you remember like a lot of the guys in the gym that were meatheads or like meathead style were like they weren't even like competitive bodybuilders, they're like bouncers.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was like this, everyone had this idea of what a monster was, and just some guys decided to compete, but everyone wanted to be a fucking monster.
Yeah.
The bouncer who was like the doorman at the club downtown would come in with like his fucking swoop neck shirt and like fucking jacked out of his skull, like beat up 3 guys the night before, but like
right.
I mean, like, and there was like fucking drug dealers, there's bikers, all these people in the gym that like all had this common idea of like this is where we come to fucking get like nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
and nowadays it's like people are coming like, oh, do you like my new fit I got?
Right. Yeah.
well, it's funny. It's what's funny about that? You could always get, so the older, and we're totally going to date ourselves now, but whatever. You could always get respect from other dudes or older dudes.
Yeah.
Because like, for example, like I know bikers that would respect me only because I had muscle.
The way you trained.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we had that one bond. Like they wanted to be monsters and I wanted to
know what it takes.
Yeah, and then same thing with like some construction workers. I'd bump into a construction worker and it'd be like, "Oh, you're pretty fucking jacked."
Yeah,
like,
some cops. Everybody in different walks of life.
So that I miss that too, because now they've sterilized it all. Where like I remember before I quit bouncing around that time, they stopped hiring big guys. They were like, the big guys are beating everybody up. They're not nice. We need to hire
the social workers.
Yeah, seriously. Remember? No, don't you remember? And they did the same thing with cops. There was always like, we always had like one jack cop that used to come stand at the bar.
Yeah.
They got rid of all those guys, man. They were like cops.
Yeah, now if there's a fight in a nightclub, you see you see no one jump in because there's like
Yep.
2 doormen and they're fucking this big. There's 20 people brawling and they're like trying to talk about their feelings in the middle of it.
All right,
Times have changed.
enough of the boomer session. Whatever. Okay.
And also, Fouad, remember back in the old days, like guys would wear sweaters to the gym, and it didn't have to be a clothing company sweater. It could
Yeah.
be your old
Just a
sweater you used to wear at the
torn
bar
up-
2 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
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 but
yeah.
you didn't show yourself, you know, because
Yeah.
you're under, you know, you're building shit still.
I will
Yeah,
give you guys. Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
go
Ian. No, go ahead.
And it's kind of like tying it in. Like that's probably my thing I like the least about it now is that it's so much of it has become not about what it's about. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like now is to show it on social media, to get your fucking followers, you know, to say you got a pro card, to do XYZ. And it's so few people of these people competing now actually just do it because they love training.
Yeah.
Like, look, and any of us started it because we just love to train and then we're like, hey, we could do something with this. Why the fuck not? You know?
Yeah.
Maybe I turn my passion into a career. Maybe.
Mhm.
You know, and look, we still would have trained the same fucking way, whether we'd made it a career or would we have not. Where they're doing it the opposite way. They're starting to train because they want it to be something they can make, but they don't actually like the foundation of what it's about.
There's
You know,
no
they
passion.
want, like Mike said, with their fucking fits on and film their fucking fancy videos, you know, and they want to, you know, do these fucking things, but none of them actually really. And I think that's why so many people are so intricate with these fucking training things and like looking for so many sciencey ways because they want to avoid the difficulty of it. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah, they're trying to circumvent hard work.
I can out science my hard work. Like I don't need to train like completely to failure because science says that, oh, you only need to train of an RPE of fucking, you know, it's like
Yeah.
stupid shit like this. It's like, just go in there and do it because you love it. And if it becomes something more, that's awesome, but don't do it for the fucking wrong reasons, you know?
Well, it's the same thing with diet. Well, I don't have to eat a lot of food. I was told I could stay lean and still get huge. I'm like, good fucking
Yeah.
luck. Good luck.
Yeah. See how that works out for you.
I'll see you in 10 years. See how much muscle you
Yeah.
put on.
Did you see the video of the kid who recorded his message? Like he got kicked out of his gym for using a tripod.
No.
He's like a teenage kid. He got kicked out of his gym for using a tripod. They told him we're no longer allowed to do that there, so they kicked him out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know, it really sucks though, because like the 80% of the reason why I go to the gym is to film content, and I don't even want to, like, basically implying he doesn't even want to work out. Like he's just there to film content of him working out.
Jeez.
I'm like, this is exactly what's wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
But the
just
point-
give these people a gym that they can go to and bullshit and let them hang out there.
Yeah.
And charge them whatever and be like, it's like
They have that
Lord of
place.
the Flies there. They just fucking run each other out. Like,
Lord
Planet
of the
Fitness.
Lord of the Flies. No, they do. Paul's right. They have Planet Fitness, but
Yeah.
these
they have
guys,
Alpha Land too.
But there's no there's no hardcore places left, at least.
no, but these guys think they're hardcore, so they go to
Yeah.
the hardcore gyms and do the not hardcore shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
up to
but
that's why
that's-
hardcore gyms need to be like privately owned again, so owners can start weeding out their clients again.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Ian.
but they're going to the hardcore gyms because they want their content to be filmed in the hardcore gym.
Yeah.
Not because they want the atmosphere or to meet people in there they could maybe learn from, or like, you know, to find a good training partner, or because it has awesome equipment or whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. They're going there because it looks cool for their fucking TikTok video, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not going to say I'm all for if you're making this a career, and I understand people have obligations with your
Yeah.
shit, but that's not why we didn't start it because of that. That became an obligation when it became a job and it became a part of your career. And this is what, you know, your job details entail. You know, obviously if you're promoting a company, you need to be able to, you know, give back to that company in the same way if they're going to pay you a bunch of money. Right.
Yeah.
But when you're getting in there for that and not because of the actual love of training or wanting to improve your physique or build an awesome physique, it just becomes so fucking silly, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's literally what you said. Like literally word for word, what you said is how I got started. I
Yeah,
was like,
well-
I was like, oh, I really like being in the gym. I wonder if I can make a fucking living at this.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I started.
Yeah.
So it's like, it wasn't the other way around though. It wasn't like,
No, I saw, I mean, mine was like, I watched a lot of like, you know, TV, and I was watching World's Strongest Man all the time. That was on like fucking random daytime TV. And I saw some of these guys like that were, you know, like remember like Maurice Pujanowski and some of these guys that look like fucking bodybuilders. I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to
Manfred.
be like, this guy looks fucking sick. He's strong as a fucking house. He's big as shit. Like,
Yeah.
I want that, you know?
I never
Like, I
got
want to
there.
be like, I want to be like that because I want to feel strong. I want to feel like confident in my physique. I want to feel powerful. I want to feel like I wanted to feel that, you know?
Yeah.
And it looks cool.
I never
Yeah.
got there. I never like looked at someone and thought, oh, I want to be huge like that.
No?
I fell in love with the gym. I didn't look at like, I want to be like the Incredible Hulk. Like I fell in love with the training, and then I was like, let's see how fucking
Well, see,
crazy.
I was already training when I started
Oh,
looking
okay.
at that.
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
I've already been in the gym for years, but then that's when I was like, I want to really I want to push this hard, you know?
Yeah.
I want to continue with this. I want to make something of this, you know?
Mike,
So I was like, it wasn't because I wanted to fucking, you know, be in the spotlight or anything like that. It's because I just wanted to be fucking big and strong and feel good about something that I had put my fucking time and effort and consistency and dedication into create, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's obviously a very level of like satisfaction in knowing that like you've worked 10, 15, 20 years to create something that very few people on the planet have, you know?
Yeah. You know what the cool thing is about bodybuilding is you see like a direct reaction to your hard work. Like
100%.
once you see like a little bit of weight gain, a little bit of strength gain, it like the ball starts fucking rolling. And I think that's why I never stopped. Mike,
That's what hooked me.
Yeah, because you start seeing progress and you're like, oh, I want more.
Early
I want
on.
more. I want more of that.
And early on, you'd see it weekly throughout the progress.
Yeah. Mike, did you ever was it like watching somebody or was it just like training for football? What got you involved in bodybuilding?
It was both. I think when I was little, like I said this before, I was just really into WWE or WWF at the time, and I just like I wanted to look like Ultimate Warrior or like Davey Boy Smith. Like I wanted to like be this. And I was like, fuck yeah, I gotta lift weights to do that. And I was like, well, lifting weights is pretty fucking fun. So let's see how fast this can go. And then obviously it came into sports and things like that. So, but I always had the desire to be like, even playing just as big as possible.
Mike, me and Paul talk about this all the time because we're old fucks now and we can't lift the way we used to. Do you ever look back at like any of your old training videos and think, fuck, man, I used to dumbbell press the 200 pounders. I wish I could do that still.
Not at all.
Never.
Not even a bit.
No, you don't miss it at all?
Not one inkling where you're like, I wish I could toss that around.
Tear your pec and tell me if you ever want to press 200-pound dumbbells again.
I tore mine.
Like, I look at those things and I'm like, no, thank you.
I miss the feeling of just being strong under the weight, you know? Like now, like, you know, even with a tore pec, I can still do a pretty decent dumbbell press. But now, like, I can't anymore. And I just wish I still had that power to just go through it.
I don't know, man. A potion to make you feel like that again. If you can do it or not, I don't know, but I can give you the potion.
Paul asked me the other day, I don't know, it was last week or something like that. He said to me, and I said the same thing you said. I'm like, no, I don't care, man. I already did what I wanted to do and proved what I had to prove, and I'm happy with the career I had, and I moved on. But today we were training and we were doing dumbbell press, and I felt a little weaker than normal for some reason. And I just I glanced over at the 150s, and I was like, fuck, I used to do those every week. Yeah. It's like, fuck, wish I could slip that.
I didn't. Like for me, like 130, 125 was my max. But I look at those now, I'd be like, that would snap me in half. But it used to feel it used to be easy.
We'll get back there. You know what, Paul? We're gonna do strength training for the next 6 months.
The thing is, though, like I know you're comparing to your past bodybuilding selves, but for 99.99999% of the people in the world that are your age, even guys that train, you are in the 0.0001 percentile of strength.
I know, but that still doesn't make me feel good. I told Fouad this before. No, it's like saying you look good for an old guy.
Well, it's not looking good for an old guy. It's like, you know, it's being fucking strong. Like, you know, you want to be stronger than everybody else, and for, like you're fucking strong. You know.
Yeah, I guess I should look at it.
I don't want to be stronger than everybody else. I know I never was stronger than everybody else. I just miss manhandling weight. I have to be really careful. Like you reach a point in your age, and I don't want to talk about this too much because I hate dating the podcast, but you reach a point in your age where you're like, you really have to be careful when you get to like heavier weights, or you could be like Mike, where you just don't lift heavier weights at all, and you say, fuck it, I'm not going to do that. But it just sucks not being able to, like, because man, we went and trained with Sam. His second set, he does one warm up of like tricep press downs. Second set puts the whole stack on. I'm like, the fuck? I pull him aside. I'm like, Sam,
fresh joints and
tendons. I know. Yeah. I pull him aside. I go, Sam, look, I know you're fresh, but if you want to remain fresh, just nd do a few more warm ups. Like, don't you know? But yeah.
I think it's like what you guys are talking about. I think as I've gotten older, like I'm comfortable being where I am, so I don't miss like you said, like I did it before, and I can look back and be like, oh, that was cool. Like it's like I played football too. Do I think I want to run out on the field tomorrow and get tackled without I would die if someone tackled me, probably. Especially the way I used to get hit or hit people. It's like I don't think about it the same, right? So it's like I think the more you get comfortable being your age and being happy with what you've done up to this point, like you'll continue to progress, right?
Yeah.
If you're always looking back, being like, "Fuck, man,
Like,
I wish I want to be 22 again." Like,
Yeah.
I have a client that I train. He's 55, and I won't say his name. He knows, great guy, but I bust his balls all the time because he's trying to feel like he's 25 again.
Yeah, that's me.
Like whether it's this shot, this fucking peptide, this whatever, and like he has two fake knees.
It's not gonna work.
He's had his knees done. He's had his shoulder. I'm like, bro, like it's okay to be 55, and it's okay to be where you are right now because you're in great shape, especially for what you've been through with your body. Like you're active, you do all this shit. Like don't chase the 25 feeling. You're never gonna get it again.
Yeah.
And if you do get it, it's for like a couple hours, and then it's like. He's always fighting his age. I'm like, just be who you are, man, and just you'll be a lot happier. Like it's okay to be tired sometimes. It's okay to not have energy.
Go ahead, Iain. Sorry.
I was gonna say even me, like I'm still in, actively in my career, and like I'm there's definitely lifts that I'm not as strong as I used to be, but like I don't think I'd miss that. I feel the same as Mike. Like I'm like happy to look back at me fucking doing some ridiculous lifts that I did in my like younger years. I'm like, yeah, I did that. That's fucking cool. But I also try to leave my ego at the door and know that is also what built the physique that I have that still needs to be improved. So I try and be like, okay, just because I did that doesn't mean it was the best thing for me or built the best physique possible. So I try and like forget that. And like, obviously there's times where, I want to fucking get under the squat bar and put 6 plates on there, and I still do that. But not for every movement do I miss like being as strong as I once was,
Yeah. I don't want to sit here and make it sound like, oh, I missed the glory days.
No.
For the most part, like Paul's asked me this a number of times actually in the last year, and for the most part, I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm all right.
Yeah. You really want to feel bad about yourselves right now, all of us?
No. Why?
Look how good Henderson Thorne looks.
Oh man, for 60, I know. And you see the weight? See the weight he still moves around? He's still deadlifting like.
I see Henderson every day. He's a fucking animal.
Black don't crack.
And Henderson had he had a pretty serious health problem a few years ago too.
Yeah.
He's great, man.
He's amazing.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to it, Paul. Don't worry. Me and you, we're going to get on a strength program. Don't say anything to anybody. And one day we'll just post a video pressing the one.
No one's listening right now.
Okay, Fouad. I'm there with you.
No, but I mean, over the next 6 months, we'll just keep it between me and you.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you every week about it now. How's the strength program going?
You'll know by our injuries probably.
Go ahead, Iain.
I say I do miss though, like when Mike said he did miss like football, like I do miss being able to fucking run fast for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I miss that too. I wish I could run too.
Run fast,
I ran today. I can run fast.
I ran yesterday.
Yeah, you were fast.
I vowed that
yeah.
The next time we race, I will blow you away.
Gonna be a vapor trail behind me.
That's gonna be the slowest race ever.
I literally jog at 4 miles per hour. It's like barely like
you guys are both gonna burn
it's barely a jog.
You guys are both gonna burn like 10,000 calories and barely
nobody walks at 4, Iain.
Melissa walks at like 3.8.
Bullshit.
I run at 3.8.
Yeah.
Run?
Yeah. Well, jog.
Mike,
I got short legs, Mike. I got short legs.
Mike, you have to see Paul's run. And his
I want to see Paul run on the self-propelled treadmill, like the swoopy one.
Oh, where you
I don't want to try that.
Can't stop yourself.
No, I don't want to try that. You can't stop yourself.
No, you just jump off. On the sides and lift
I'm not quite that nimble.
Did you ever see the skipping rope? The Paul skipping rope?
Oh.
Okay. One day I'll share that. I'll share that in a group.
Share right here.
No. I don't want to do that to Paulie.
You still got that video?
Oh yeah.
You don't delete nothing, huh? That was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Nothing, you son of a bitch.
Paul, that was the best skipping I've ever seen in my life.
It was my first try at it.
That's the first time you've ever skipped?
Well, since like my youth.
Oh, okay. How does it feel knowing the podcast and all of you that are involved in it have inspired? Oh, we already did this, I think. Forget it. Thoughts on the new? No. Why don't bodybuilders use porn as a carb source? Oh, Corn. Sorry.
you thought I said porn as a carb source?
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, you don't digest it really well, do you?
Corn. It's just useless. It passes right through you.
Yeah, it's like an undigestible fiber of some kind, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you just shit that out.
Doesn't it spike blood sugar too? Isn't it super high glycemic?
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah.
What the fuck? There's nothing good here. I'm just gonna go through them.
Let's wing it.
At what point is someone nope. Understanding that the American market for hostile nope. Have you ever had
Do some geography, Fouad.
You want to do geography?
Sure.
Are you feeling confident?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did this confidence come from?
I don't know.
We should
Right.
talk about those super selective fires in Maui.
Oh, interesting, aren't they?
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Got Mike going.
Paul got me going. He sent me something.
I'm actually not too far behind you guys on that one.
Mhm.
Ian, what do you think? Are they selective fires?
I mean, nothing fucking would amaze me in this day and age, man. I mean, I don't trust fucking anything. So if it was, I would 100% believe it.
Yeah. I think I'm
Push everyone to the cities.
Just like it avoided certain homes altogether.
Yeah.
It literally obliterated neighborhoods with certain homes just standing. The weirdest fire I've ever heard of.
It must have been fireproof.
Okay, Paul, you want to do some Paul's feeling pretty confident about his geographical
But let's go some stuff that like I don't want like don't
let's make sure he doesn't have a fucking like
yeah, did you have a map
right now.
yeah, do you have a map in front of you or something? Why are you so confident?
I got no map in front of me.
No.
I don't no, I should get a globe or something though for these questions.
All right. Paul?
Yes. No obscure countries though, Fouad. Let's go something that's mainstream.
I haven't given you any obscure country.
Ecuador. You've given me Ecuador before.
Ecuador's not fucking obscure.
That's
What are you
not
talking about?
But
Some guy
G7
from Ecuador
countries.
is watching right now. He's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
Actually,
Capital of Algeria. Come on, man. You said
Algeria. Okay, let's make this a little better. Where is that? What continent is Algeria on?
I don't know. What is it? You tell me.
Northern Africa.
Why don't we just
No,
test
there's
North
no
America?
there's no continent called Northern Africa.
It's in Africa, the northern part of Africa.
Okay, that's easy though.
That's not easy. I would have thought it was Middle East.
Okay, so you want to do continents now?
Okay, that's two continents.
That's so fucking easy, Paul.
Okay, well,
If you
we
don't
can
know,
go
like,
capitals.
okay,
Or we can go. What's that country known for? Their main export.
capital of Bolivia.
The fuck? You're gonna pull that out?
Yeah, I like reading about the economics of countries.
Capital of Bolivia, Paul.
Bolivia, I knew that one.
Do you think you can get every state capital
I
in
can
the
get
US,
most.
right?
Yeah,
I can
you
get
can
most.
do that. You
There's
can?
52 states, right?
Okay. Capital of North Dakota.
Bismarck.
What?
Bismarck.
It is Bismarck. You're fucking right.
Right?
Okay,
One
let's
for
see if
one.
he can go 52 for
Okay,
52.
Okay, 1 for 1.
No, let's just go 10 tonight.
Okay. Capital
I
capital
only got 10 in front of me.
capital of South Dakota.
South Dakota.
You're fucked now. You don't know
Yeah.
this one. For sure you don't know this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a wild guess on this one.
Okay, go.
I
Fargo?
don't know if I know a South Dakotan city.
South Dakota. Dakotan. Now it's South Dakotan.
Well, people who live in South Dakota are South Dakotans.
No,
Where are they then?
it's just people that live in South Dakota.
They're South Dakotans.
Come on.
I don't even know
No,
a city in South
okay,
Dakota.
You're one and
No.
you're one and one.
Well,
Okay. Capital of
What was it?
Pierre.
Pierre?
Holy
Yeah.
what the
Yeah, I
fuck?
would have known that.
Capital of Montana.
All these fucking states that are like nobody knows anything about.
Okay, here. One and one.
Fucking no.
You're one and
You
two.
can literally drive there.
I don't know, but
You're one and two, Paul.
I should know this. I watch Yellowstone.
It's Helena.
I wouldn't guess that.
Capital of Wyoming.
Idaho.
No.
That's another state.
Oh fuck! I mean, no, I don't know.
You said it was such. You said it was
Nailed
such.
that one.
I don't know. I don't know.
You said it with such confidence. You're like,
I'm sweating. I'm on the spot here.
okay, you're 1-4 now, Paul.
Okay, I'm gonna try and come back here a little bit. A little harder state, so I think.
Capital of Oregon.
Oregon.
Like the weakest list right
Salem.
now.
Salem.
Oh, he got one.
Yeah.
2-4. 2-4.
Get back to 500 here.
Okay. Let me see here.
How many's that we did so far? That's 6.
Cap-
4 more.
Capital of North Carolina.
Can we get Paul some
Charlotte.
water?
Yeah, I'm sweating bullets. I don't know why. Charlotte.
No, Raleigh.
It's not Charlotte. Okay, hang on.
It's Raleigh. It's Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh.
2-5, buddy. You're 2-5.
Okay. Okay.
Capital of South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah. 2-5, Paul. You got 3 more to go.
I'm trying to blank on this one. Fuck. I thought I'd know this too.
You want to give up?
Damn it. Yeah.
Columbia.
Capital provinces?
Columbia.
Columbia.
Okay.
All right, you're 2-6.
I can't even
now.
get. I can't get 500 now.
You're 2-6 now.
Yeah.
Capital of capital of Louisiana.
Baton Rouge.
It is Baton Rouge. You are
Yes.
correct. So 3 and
All right,
6.
redeem myself there.
3 and 6.
Okay.
Okay.
So finish on a high note.
Capital of Kansas.
Kansas. Kansas.
Yes.
Hmm.
There's no way you get this one. There's no fucking way.
Wichita.
No.
No?
No. Topeka.
Oh.
Whoa. I
Yeah.
would've thought it was-
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah. You knew that one. Yeah.
I would have said Scottsdale
Topeka.
The Topekans.
Paul, you suck, man.
I do. I'm not as good as I thought I was. I gotta admit, I thought I was. I thought I got way better on these.
What do you say, Ian? Go ahead.
Can Paul do all the Canadian province capitals?
Oh, no problem there. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, no
Let's see
problem. I'll go.
Okay, BC.
BC, Victoria.
Okay, Alberta.
Alberta is it Edmonton?
No.
Calgary.
Yeah, it is Edmonton. Sorry. And then we have Saskatchewan.
Regina.
Regina.
Vagina.
Regina, yes. Then we have what am I missing? Am I missing one there?
Well,
No,
Manitoba.
Manitoba, that's it.
Is it Winnipeg?
I think so, yeah. 1 second.
Ontario's Toronto.
Okay, then we have Quebec. No, yeah, it's Winnipeg. Okay. Then we have Toronto, then we have
Quebec City.
Quebec. Then we have Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia is it Dartmouth? Or is it Halifax?
Which one, Paul? You get one guess, not 2.
Yeah, it's not like multiple choice, man.
Dartmouth.
No, it's Halifax. You got one wrong.
I knew it was one of
Pressure
those.
there
Two.
with that one.
New Brunswick?
New
New
Brunswick?
Brunswick is St. John.
No, it's Fredericton.
Really? Oh, I thought it was
Oh,
St.
you're
John's.
right. Fuck.
I know I'm right.
St. John's is Newfoundland.
And then we have PEI.
PEI is Charlottetown,
Yes.
Charlottetown.
What other provinces am I missing?
None of it. I don't know the capital of it though.
The territories, yeah.
The territories, I know those ones. Yukon's Yellowknife and Northwest Territories is Whitehorse.
All right.
Redeem myself there with the Canadian ones.
Yeah, but there's only like 8 fucking provinces or 10 provinces.
You work for Border Patrol, man. You should know that.
Well, actually,
if it's 1 a.m. and I just finished my 4th meal for the day and I have one more, do you think it's better to stay up and eat it or go to sleep?
Shove another one down. Suck it up.
trying to get big.
Well, it depends. I am always in the camp of get all your meals in, but it also depends like how much sleep are you like, can you sleep in and get adequate sleep after that? Or do you need to be up at fucking 5 a.m. for work? Because in some cases I do think I've never missed a meal for going to bed, but I think if you're someone that worked early and you fucked your meals up that day and it's 1 a.m. and you got to be up at 6, I do think at that point getting the sleep will be more advantageous than the meal.
Yeah.
But if it's like the next day you can sleep until 8, 9, whatever, and you got to stay up till 2, and you can still get 7 hours of sleep, fucking get the meal all day.
Yeah.
Was
plus,
it
yeah,
was
plus
it Cutler? Sorry, Fouad. Was it Jay Cutler used to get middle of the night and have a shake?
Yeah, a few bodybuilders used to do that.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is also shouldn't take you an hour to eat. So even if you have to eat at 1 a.m. and you got to get up at 5 in the morning, you could still blend a couple scoops away with like a tablespoon of peanut butter and just chug it.
Sure.
Yeah, as long as you
just
get to sleep.
Like some people are so stuck to their diets that they would rather eat nothing than make their meal that they're supposed to eat. And I'm like, I used to fucking blend. If I didn't have time to cook or if I didn't feel like eating, that's what your fucking whey is for, man.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, it's 1 in the morning and I don't feel like cooking anything, I'm going to blend up some peanut butter and whey and just slam it and go to bed. That way, at least I got something.
Yeah. I wouldn't wake up with an empty stomach.
Yeah. I mean, I would have a shake and go to bed personally, but,
Sure.
you're sent to an isolated island. You can take 5 items. Which 5 items are you taking? Clothing's already included.
Okay.
You're allowed to
Clothes included?
I'll go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm taking some kind of like all-purpose tool knife. You know, like one of those ones that have like a knife with pliers and those kind of things. I'm taking one of those. Either an axe or a saw. I've been watching a lot of that Alone show, so I'm pretty prepared for that.
I know you have.
Hey, prepper.
Yeah, I'm taking a tarp.
Well, and he lives with a fucking prepper
Tarp.
too.
Yeah, I'm taking a
Taking a-
tarp.
What do you
Big
do with the tarp?
Well, that's what you make your shelter with at first.
Oh,
Make a
oh,
tarp.
like you don't have housing or nothing?
Paul, you're so fucked.
No, you're on a
Or,
fucking
like, where-
island.
Oh, on an island. Like that's
Bring your
fair.
RV.
That's
Oh.
fair.
Yeah, I'll just bring my RV. Done. Easy.
Paul, if you or me, I don't know how proficient Mike is, but if you or me are stranded on an island, we're gonna die within a week.
I
For sure.
wouldn't last long at all. I know. I'd be
You're like-
afraid of all the
You're like,
animals.
you're like a tarp. What's that for?
Wrap yourself in at night.
Okay, so what do I got?
That's 3.
Okay, then you got to obviously hunt food. So I'm gonna bring probably a bow and arrow because that's like the most reusable.
But I thought you said you brought a knife. Oh, you want something you can shoot. Okay,
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna kill a fucking deer with a knife. Like that's gonna be tough.
agreed.
So that's 4, and then 5. I'd probably bring some kind of like
Like a lighter or something to start a fire with.
yeah, you could get like a ferro rod. So okay, maybe I'll take out one of those and get the ferro rod, and then the last thing you need to bring some kind of like a twine or wire.
What's a ferro rod?
Those are like those sparking sticks that like make sparks.
Okay.
Because a lighter is going to run out.
Yeah,
You
of
can't
course. Yeah.
And then you need something for either fishing, like some kind of wire, and then also for like tying your fucking shelter together and shit. So you need like a paracord or a wire or something. So that would be 5.
I could fish with a spear.
That would be very, very, very difficult.
How you got to clean the fish?
With your knife.
I'd add in duct tape and antibiotics because I'm definitely going to catch something. I don't want to survive it. You're going to fucking get something up there.
5 is
I'm
hard.
gonna-
Like, on the
I'm gonna
show
read
alone,
you.
on alone you get 10. So 5 stuff.
I'll read you Lee Priest's answer. A boat, then who cares? I'm going home off the island.
That's what I was gonna say. I take a phone and I call for help.
Yeah.
Do athletes ever do a test peak week? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian, you want to elaborate on that or you want me to?
I've never done it, so I can't elaborate on it, but I know they do it.
You've
I
done
think
it.
it's more
for sure.
common
For sure
nowadays.
you've done it.
Never in my life.
You've never done like a carb load like a couple weeks out just to see how your body will respond?
Never.
Really? I wouldn't say like we've done an exact peak week where you like deplete and then load and like cut water and like all that. I wouldn't say we've done that, but like I've been depleted and had John say like, all right, let's do like 3 days of eating. We'll eat up slowly and see what happens and see how your body looks. Cause I got ready a little bit early.
Yeah, no, I know guys do it. I've actually never.
Huh. Interesting.
It's common nowadays for guys to do these like little like lean out phases and bulk phases, even though they're not
Well,
competing.
like
Meatballs
mini-
and
mini-
meat cuts, bro.
mini
Like
cuts.
yeah.
I don't think
But
there's
like-
anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No,
I
I
think,
don't think there was either. But back when we were younger and training, like that was unheard of.
well, because it was of the mindset, like when we were coming up, it was of the mindset that you would just bulk hard
Yeah.
for the full fucking off season, and you literally wouldn't do anything that impeded calorie intake. So like cardio was out, everything was out. It was just like eat, rest, get huge.
I have to say, maybe that is actually one of my pet peeves or like things I don't like about the industry now is I think the off season is very much neglected nowadays. I think it's not taken nearly as seriously as prep. I think bodybuilders nowadays, a lot of them, especially guys starting off, are prep only competitors.
Yes.
I think the rest of their year is not taken nearly as seriously as their prep. And that's the hardest and most important time. It's such a ridiculous thing. Like, being hungry is not that hard. Force feeding yourself is fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one to argue that pushing a lot of food that's done both is easier than being hungry, you know?
Clean food.
It's way fucking harder, you know?
Yeah.
I agree.
So like, they're avoiding the hardest part and then just doing the part that like gets you all the glory of like getting nice and fucking lean.
And the attention. Yeah.
Well, and it makes for good posts.
Doing it for the wrong reasons. So they just want the show and they don't want the difficulty and the cool shit that comes with it of like building your physique, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I find it frustrating too if I train people or someone wants to train with me and they wait till their like prep starts and then like, oh, I want to start training you when my prep starts. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You should have been training with me 4 fucking months ago. Like,
the off season when you should have been.
Yeah, Ian.
Fuck.
No, but it's like them saying they literally like you see some of these guys like girls like they're wasting their time, like Ian's saying, like you're just taking it like so, it's like a walk in the park the off season.
Yeah,
you're fucking all over the place, your size has gone down, you're fucking look like shit. God knows what doses you're on because you think you have to get down to like fucking natural test levels again or some nonsense. And it's like, and then no, I'm gonna ramp it up and I'm gonna grow. Like all of a sudden you're gonna grow. Like when you've had all this time to grow, you've wasted.
Yeah.
It's like I don't understand that thinking. It's like this new school way of thinking. It's just completely backwards.
Built in the off season. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Guys, this just goes with everything we've talked about. This goes exactly with the I want attention, I want a sponsor, I'm only doing it because I want to belong to a group. This is all the same shit. Because when you're in the off season, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's like, oh,
get uncomfortable.
No, but it's not just that, Mike. It's like when you're in off season, nobody's like, oh, how's your prep going, bro? Like you can't post a progress photo every week. You can't there's no attention. Nobody gives a shit.
It's also harder for these people because there's the very distinct motivation of the time frame of a show.
Yes.
And in an off season setting when it's not, people like
it's too long.
To stay motivated.
Yeah.
3 or 4 meals a day. They might miss some meals and they fucking, I'm busy with my family today. I'm not going to train. Like, you know, they fucking, it's so half-assed. But then prep, they're like, okay, I'm good to go. Like, miss no meals, it's like, why the fuck didn't you just do that all year? You'd be twice as good, you know?
Yeah. How is Paul's tile foot?
Actually better right now. I went and saw the foot doctor last week.
What is that?
I go to the foot doctor like every probably 6 to 8 weeks. It's this reoccurring callus. She shaves it off. I'm good for like 6 weeks, and then I got to go back again. So right now it's good.
I forgot to ask, I'm sorry, Mike. I forgot to ask about your shoulder. How are you doing?
It's good. I had a very traumatic experience 2 days ago, but it was pretty good. Other than that.
What happened?
I had I don't want to get too graphic, but I had a sack of fluid underneath my incision. It was like watery, build up the fluid, right?
Yeah.
I was and then Saturday I was at the gym kind of doing some physio stuff and moving around, and it started kind of leaking. The whole scar is healed except for this tiny little kind of opening, right?
Yeah.
It started leaking this orange, clear, very watery, super thin fluid, right? So I was like, what the fuck is that? This will go down eventually, I guess. So on Sunday, I went to see this guy who's been helping me. I went to his house for physio, and I was doing some assisted range of motion with a stick, lifting my arm up. And he just kind of rocking me through past the range of motion I was in. And I heard this pop, when you feel in a chiropractic adjustment, so I was like, oh, cool, my shoulder released. And then all of a sudden, there's just water pouring down my chest.
Oh, wow.
Onto the floor.
What?
Puddling on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this thing burst. He's like, no, it's good. That shit's got to get out of there, Bob. He's like, just let it out. So I'm fucking just leaking down my arm, out of a hole that's this big, literally.
Wow.
And it's so I fucking leaned over a sink and I pushed on it and it shot out straight.
Ooh, wow.
I told him, bro, I'm like, if I wasn't here with you right now, I would be on the phone to 911. I'd be like, I'm fucking dying.
Really? Does it feel better now?
I feel so much. Oh my god, it's
really
all this pressure was relieved.
So is all the fluid build up?
I thought they were supposed to put I thought they were supposed to put like a
Drain.
drainage something. I forget what it's called in there because they did that for me when I had gyno surgery. They left it
Me
open
too.
like a small amount, and
I asked them that.
they put like
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think it's that. I guess he isn't my surgeon to think it was that comp. Like I've had my pec repaired, I didn't have that happen. Same side.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just something in my healing process, or
Was it
like
like
when he removed my stitches, it was things got a little dicey because he kept pulling a knot out the wrong direction because he couldn't
Oh.
see it was round. It was wrapped around in an odd way. So he was pulling the knot, thinking he was pulling it out, but he was literally pulling another one the other way.
oh god.
It was fucking like tearing my skin almost. I'm screaming at this dude, but like he got it out. So I think that kind of irritation made the fluid kind of build up in there, and then it just kind of swelled in there. But
did they punch holes in your shoulder, Mike, and then like go in that way, or do they like cut it open like
no, it's a
incision?
slice like that here, like
Mine
maybe
was
4 inches.
okay. Mine was like 3 holes.
Oh, they scoped you?
Well, they reattached my labrum too, but it was 3 holes in my shoulders.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't have a labrum anymore, so they took that shit out.
Oh wow.
I'm metal on plastic or whatever the fuck this is.
Jesus fuck.
You'll be scarred for life.
How are you? How does it feel though? Like I feel okay. It's like a better range of motion, less pain. Like how's that?
I have zero pain.
Really?
I have no pain. I just have to I have to get my range of motion back. So I'm
Yeah.
the next few weeks is me like doing assisted stuff. So like I'll lift my arm for me or
Yeah.
use a stick and like get more push out and get range of motion.
You have one of those pendulums?
Yeah. Well, I just use like a broomstick or like even like a little hockey stick and just drive out and rock out to the front, and then I'll do a lot of like arm, like just the arm hangs, rotations, and then some like scapular retractions and just basic stuff just to get it moving again. And then it's a while before you start strengthening, so it's like a good amount of time.
Are you supposed to force at all? Like, are you supposed to force the range of motion or just kind of let it go?
Yeah, just because it's assisted, I can. But if I was to do it on my own, they don't want me doing that. But like if I'm using something to lift my arm up, so if I like hold my hand under my arm here and lift up to here, I'm good.
Okay.
So I'm lifting my other arm. I'm not using my bad arm. So
you know what I
like
found?
That.
You know what I found weird about that, Mike? When I was doing my rehab on mine, like before I had my range of motion back, I can only lift my arm to like 90 degrees. It was so weird because like your arm's right there and you're telling your arm to go higher, but it just can't.
Yeah, it won't go higher.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
Is there actually a difference of having 6 meals instead of 3 large meals a day? Same macros. I'm gonna say yes. I'll give you my reason why after. But go ahead, Iain.
Yes and no. I mean, I think it's going to be really tough to get, especially in an off-season setting, to eat meals that big. And if you can eat 3 meals, like 6 meals condensed into 3, you ain't eating enough. That's pretty fucking plain and simple. Like there is no goddamn chance in fucking hell that I could condense my 6 off-season meals into 3. They would be like fucking 1,000 grams of rice. It would be outrageous. Like there'd be no chance I could eat that. Yeah. In a prep setting, I think for blood sugar control and like for optimizing for fat loss, I don't think it's the most beneficial thing. But I don't know in terms of the science and the data if we're going to fucking be one of those for a second. I don't know if it actually matters a ton, but there is a reason bodybuilders eat 6 meals and not 3, you know?
So I had Justin Harris on the podcast. And basically he said it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he was talking from a building muscle science perspective.
And that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, and that's essentially what you're saying. And I asked him point blank, I said, but for performance reasons, it's probably going to be better to do smaller meals. And he said, yeah, because you're not going to like pound a fucking all these massive like 2, 3, 4 massive meals, and then it's not going to make you sluggish, or it's not going to fuck up your workout, or it's not any of that. So
yeah,
he was basically saying for performance reasons, it's better to have smaller meals every 2-3 hours.
Yeah, but like I think to make it a little more intricate on the question, do I think in an off-season setting to eat 5 meals instead of 6 is fine? 100%. I've done it. Tons of guys do. You know, especially for digestion purposes, to maybe space them out like 3 hours instead of 2, or 3.5 hours instead of 2, 2.5. I think that can go a long way if you're only going to be adding like, 100 grams of rice or something, or like, 100 grams of 75 grams of meat a meal to something, I think that can actually be beneficial. But yeah, I mean, in an off-season setting and for performance, I don't think it makes a lot of sense now.
Okay, let's do a couple more and then we'll go. What do we got here? Paul, anything interesting this week? Would you be gay for $200,000 a month?
I mean, like,
Well, what being gay entail? Can I just say I'm gay? And
yeah,
like,
what does it entail? Yeah,
What if
like
that
do I
was-
have to have a friend?
you have to have
Wait.
gay sex.
Wait.
I think you have to specify gay sex. If you're gay,
Well-
you're having sex. It's gay.
What if, okay, let's go back. What if
It's just sex then.
Well, you know what I mean, Mike.
Paul, I will pay you $200,000 a month,
A month. That's 2.4 million a year.
and you have to publicly be gay.
I mean, publicly, like hold a guy's hand.
You have to tell everybody. You have to profess your allegiance to the LGBTQ community.
As long as I don't have to have gay sex, I'd probably be okay.
So everybody thinks you're gay.
They can think what they want, as long as I'm not taking it.
I mean,
What if you're
everybody.
giving it? What if you have to
I'm
give
not
it?
give. I don't want to give it either. Neither one. Well, for 2.4 million, I don't know. How long do I got to do it for?
A year.
A year. For 2.4 million.
Yeah.
I got to bang a guy
Every day.
every day. No, I can't do it every day. Vlad.
like normal sex is like, I don't know, 2 times a week.
2 times a week.
But you got to kiss on
Yeah.
the days off. You got to
Hey.
kiss on the days off.
You got to kiss.
You guys gotta open mouth. You gotta open mouth tongue kicks everywhere you go.
Fuck, you guys got to make it so weird. Eh?
Why is that worse? Paul was like okay with it. You were
Well,
okay?
open mouth kissing. Now you're really starting to get
Oh.
visual here.
You were okay with the banging, but now you're like, I don't want to kiss.
The open mouth is almost
Just
Too
the-
personal. Too
Just the
personal.
detail of the open mouth.
I knew you guys were going to say that. So the
What?
kissing is worse than the banging.
He's more intimate.
Is that worse?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
All right, let's change the game a little.
Paul,
Yeah, what if you just have to make out
Wait.
with a guy every day for a
is
year?
Paul being,
No, I can't. No way.
Wait, Ian wants to say something. Wait, go ahead,
Paul,
Ian.
is a top or a bottom in this scenario, though?
Well, give her or take her.
Yeah, are you
He's a giver.
He's a giver.
you're a giver?
So
Okay.
I got to bang a guy twice a week for a year for $2.4 million, and I got to kiss him every day.
No. I got a better one.
How are you gonna make this
I got
better?
a better one too.
If I give you $100,000, would you rather make out for 5 minutes with a guy or give it?
Or bang him?
Yeah.
For $100,000? Nah, it's not worth it, Fouad. I got to live with that shit for us.
No, you have to pick one. Okay, $1 million.
Oh, I have to pick one?
You have to pick one. Which one are you going to pick?
Kiss or bang?
Yeah.
I take the bang, probably. Because at least I'm
it
gonna
still
look.
counts if you whisper it. We heard you.
You're an idiot.
The bang it, I can maybe close my eyes and think of something different.
Hole's a hole, man.
After the kissing, you're like, oh man, I don't know.
Guy, you know what?
Jeez.
You know what's funny? All guys think like that, eh?
Yeah?
Yeah.
The kissing is way worse.
Really?
What? To make it even worse, okay, now between the kissing or sucking a guy's dick.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you definitely went up them there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm kissing.
I'm picking the kissing all day.
Well, if it comes down to one of those two things, yeah, I'm gonna pick kissing.
You gotta be like sensual. You gotta like just
Well, I'm not sucking no dicks.
You gotta kiss him like you mean it.
yeah. You gotta,
I'll
Wait,
I'm not sucking no dicks.
wait, here's that question.
This kind of answers the question of like that it's more perceived as intimate as a guy, because think if your girlfriend or wife or whatever is to cheat on you with another guy, would you rather her just get fucked or to just suck the guy's dick?
No. Well,
Which is worse?
Which is worse?
is it anal?
I don't know if there's a worse in that scenario.
Just having normal vaginal sex.
So it's either her,
That's what we're talking about here.
mouth is getting banged or her vagina's getting banged. Yeah, I don't know if I'm okay with either.
Well, I'm just saying, if it's anal, it's worse.
Is it anal? What are they
Anal.
using? Toys?
Jesus. I don't know if there's any
I don't
worse
think
in that
I
scenario.
don't think I want my wife to suck a cock.
Me too.
But you
Me
don't-
neither.
I don't want her to do nothing with the other guy.
Yeah,
Well, no,
but
because
if you
at
had
that
to
point,
pick,
she's just- at that
Gotta
point,
pick
she's
one, eh?
giving my pleasure with no reciprocation. It's like it's different, you know?
Yeah. What about, would you rather her get banged anally or suck a cock?
Oh,
I hate these questions where there's no right answer. Like any answer is horrible.
suck a dick. I'd pick suck a dick over that one.
I think it's suck a dick, yeah.
Yeah,
you
I
know
guess so. But then you got to kiss that mouth again.
Yeah, but like if you know your wife isn't letting you fuck her in the ass that often, she lets
Well,
something.
yeah, that's a
Steaming.
problem. That's a big
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it would depend. If you have a girl that's like,
Why isn't Mike answering any of these questions?
Smart.
I'm just
Because Mike's
enjoying
smart.
the ride.
my neighbors in my Airbnb here must think I'm fucking out to lunch here.
Yeah, for sure.
You gonna get a condo?
Yeah, an apartment. Yeah.
All right, let's do one more. Would you rather lose the ability to cry or cry every day for 20 minutes randomly?
I think we had this one before, didn't we?
I cry for 20 minutes every day randomly anyway, so I'll take that one.
Yeah, I would be on that one. Yeah.
I was crying right before I got on this podcast, so I'm already done my thing.
You filled your quota.
It was for at least 20 minutes, so I definitely filled the
quota. We did that one. Do you think we'll ever see a 10-time Mr. Olympia?
No.
Oh.
Or is it impossible due to health and depth of competition?
But maybe classic, but I don't think it can open.
Well, if Chris wanted to, he could do 10. Yeah.
If Chris wanted, he could win 10. That's only 6 more. He could do that, no problem.
Yeah. But
men's is a different.
It's harder and open.
Yeah. Can I say something just because the guy said something about health, and I want to just. I know nobody's going to listen to me, but I just want to say this. I think people who say stuff about people dying are fucking assholes. I just want to make that statement. I don't usually call people names, but fuck you. If you're one of these people that posts, oh, he's going to be dead by 20 or dead by 30 or dead. If you fucking say that shit, you've never had anybody close to you die. Ever.
Yeah.
Because I've been through Luke's death, I've been through John's death, and I've been through Cedric's death. And you don't wish that shit upon anybody. And if you're some fucking asshole that just, flippantly writes, "Oh, he's going to be dead in 10 years," you're a piece of shit. I just want to make that statement.
People have families, man. Fucking.
It's just so fucking classless. It's like
people are idiots.
It's like, what are you going to do if you're right? What are you going to do if you're right? Let's say you said, "Oh, he's going to be dead by." Nick Walker's going to be dead by. You see his stuff all the time on Nick's posts.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be dead by 30, bro. What if he dies? Then what? You're going to pat yourself on the back for being right?
It's like this
a loser like that probably would.
But it's like
I said, there's this whole culture of men that aren't men nowadays because men don't talk like that. And you just don't act like that. But this pussified culture of men who think that gossiping is cool, talking shit about people they don't know is cool, just talking out the side of their mouth when they have no business speaking. I don't know what happened to maybe they didn't get their ass kicked when they were little, or maybe they never had the fear of God put in them, but some of them need a good ass kicking, right?
Yeah.
Or at least a slap in the face, to understand oh, I don't act like that. And I don't say those things because there's an issue, right? There's all these guys online that hide behind their blah, 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 blah. But if you ever saw them in real life, they'd cower.
Yeah.
And they'd never come to any function or any event where they could be confronted because they're too scared to leave their house.
But
you know what I mean?
They're cowards.
It's not even that though. I just want to ask the people that write that stuff.
Why?
Let's say you said Nick's going to die in 5 years, or people write that on my stuff too. People write that on Sam's stuff. I see it all the time. Let's say you write it on Nick Walker's page. Oh, you're going to be dead in 5 years. And then something, God forbid, happens. Are you going to feel good about yourself? Are you going to be like, oh, I knew it. I knew it. Are you going to fucking be proud that you said that? Or are you going to
piece of shit?
Or are you going to feel like a piece of shit because you wrote that and it actually happened?
Most of them will probably feel good.
They're
that low.
I also have to say, what happened to just letting a full-grown fucking man have autonomy of his life? We're fucking adults. We make decisions as fucking adults. Whatever the fuck I want to do or you want to do, if you want to go fucking do or you want to do this or this is the path of life I chose or Nick chose or some fucking MMA fighter chose or a Formula One driver chose. And this is our passion and we want to do, and we're not fucking retarded. We know the potential consequences of what we do. And for you to just sit there and say stupid comments, you're just a fucking asshole.
Because there are also probably people that have never pulled the trigger and never made a decision in their life or taken a path or a direction or strive for something. They've always held themselves back and been like, oh, I could do this. I could do that. Well, the rest of us are trying to do it.
Right.
While you're sitting back and judging us. You're literally the guy watching football every Sunday who's like, I could have been Tom Brady. No, you couldn't.
Yeah. And these same people who are talking shit, why are you watching these people's stuff if you think they're such losers and you hate them so much and you wish death on them? Why are you watching their shit?
They also want their attention. They want them to write back and say something in response to their asshole behavior.
Because their life is
like, look, I got to him. He wrote me. And then I'll do that and I'll respond to someone who says an asshole comment. And they'll come back like, "Oh, bro, take it easy. I love your stuff, man." I'm like, "Fuck you.
Right.
I know.
You love my stuff. Go love my stuff fucking somewhere else."
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
get all the time. People would say shit on my stuff, like, you know, chirp me after shows or whatever, and I would respond, and they'd be like, "Oh, take it easy, bro. I'm fucking just kidding." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Right.
and then or they'll be like, "Oh, bro, you're a fucking pro. You got better things to do than replying here." It's like, you came onto my Instagram and commented to me. I'm allowed to fucking respond. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't understand that you're supposed to have better time. I'm like, actually, part of my job as a public figure is to engage with people with the people that are commenting to me. So like,
This is actually more my job than it is yours.
yeah,
You know,
you're on my page wasting your fucking time.
Why are you doing it?
I'm getting paid.
I get paid to be on here. What the fuck are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
This
Like,
is
I don't
actually-
have the time of my day to.
This is sorry guys to interrupt you. This is actually my favorite quote. It's a Theodore Roosevelt quote. It's the man in the arena. I'm not going to read it all, but anybody watching this, type in the man in the arena quote and read it.
Quote.
And basically what it's saying is the people that do shit, and the people that sit on the sidelines and fucking talk are worthless.
Yeah.
Well,
because if you're doing something, you don't got time to be online looking at random people's shit, taking the time to post on it.
Well, the thing is, if you're doing something, you're putting your heart and soul into something. You know,
And you also understand, like, someone that's dedicated their life and like put as much work as, say, a pro bodybuilder, a pro athlete, or a pro musician, or someone high in the corporate world, like the amount of time and effort and dedication, ain't nobody that's as understands those trials and tribulations is gonna sit there and knock it. It's the people that don't have that that are not. It's the guys that are fucking working their meaningless fucking 9-to-5 job, that they go home, they fucking fight with their girlfriend, and then they come on Instagram and they fucking want to shit on somebody else that's doing something that they wish they could be doing, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's like almost like guys that sit around and they wait for you to hit on an issue they want to fucking flip out on, and they like respond. Like, I literally posted something the other day and the guy responded instantly. I'm like, "Bro, were you sitting there waiting for the opportunity to drop that bullshit? You wrote it so fast that it was broken English and misspelled, and it made no sense, but you just had to get it the fuck out there. Fucking motherfucker." It's like, holy fuck, man, like, take a breath. And the best part is, like, you try to force interaction, you just get blocked, bro. And you're gone from life.
Right.
You're just gone from life.
You don't exist anymore in my world.
It's simple for me. I just poof and you disappear. And you're sitting there like, "Fuck this guy. I'm gonna make another account."
Yeah.
All right. Sorry guys, I ran on a rant there.
That was good.
That one, as somebody who's lost 3 fucking friends, it's fucking sad to see. That's all.
It's fucking tasteless is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, how miserable do you got to be to wish that on someone?
Yeah. Not a question, but my 7-year-old daughter dropped an F-bomb the other day, and when I told her off, she said, "I learned that from the podcast you listen to."
Oh. Wow.
Mission accomplished.
Say something about this with swearing and stuff. Like, I understand you don't want little kids swearing and stuff, but swearing is part of language and part of expression. I think it's so like demonized in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference between a child knowing the language and then knowing the right and wrong times of using the language.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're going to go to school and call your teacher a fucking cunt. I think that's a problem. But I think if you know the words, I don't think that's a problem. I think that's everyone's going to grow up and use this language, and I think it's part of our language, and I think it's a very good way to express yourself and talk in many ways. I think you just need to know when are the right and wrong circumstances, and that's the job as the parent. That's not our fucking job.
So, Iain,
if you're letting your kid watch our podcast, that's on you. And secondly, if they're swearing, well, then you say, "That's a bad word. These are the times you can and cannot use those words." You know.
Yeah.
So, Iain, when you and Melissa have kids.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to swear around my kid. I'm not going to.
I know, but if your 3-year-old says "fuck you," are you going to say, "Hey, this is when you should say fuck you"?
This isn't one of those times.
It's using it towards your parent in a direct. Like, I would never say "fuck you" to one of my parents.
I know, but are you going to?
Time.
Are you going to teach them that nuance though, or are you just going to be like, "Don't say that"?
I would love it if my 3-year-old looked at me and said, "I'm going to take a shit," and walked out of the room.
You would die laughing. But see, I think that's where parenting needs to come in. Of like, look, obviously there's going to be children so young that they're not going to understand the right and wrong times to use the language. And then yes, you do need to be careful with the language you use around them. But I think as a 7-year-old, they are old enough to understand that you could teach them, like, "Hey, these are bad words and we don't use them at certain times, blah, 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 blah. I think that they can be taught at that age,
Maybe.
Like, look, when I was 7 years old, I was probably fucking dropping swear words with my friends at school. There's no doubt about it.
My parents would smack me right in the fucking. Oh, at school, yeah, but at home, my parents would smack me right in the mouth.
I still don't swear in front of my parents.
Right there, though, you knew that to say it to your parents was wrong, but you still used the language when you felt the time was appropriate.
Yes,
because it's
trust anyone that doesn't.
Yeah, but the only
and conversing with your friends, it's a bonding thing. Like,
Yeah, but the only appropriate, non-appropriate was if my parents aren't around, it's appropriate.
Sure, I don't agree, but
that's right. That's not right.
No, but you knew the differentiation. See, you knew.
Yes.
So that's the point. You knew not to say it to your parents. You knew not to say it at school. You knew not to say it in blah, 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 around certain people where it's not appropriate. But if you want to have your buddies over and you're playing Xbox in the basement and your buddy fucking beats you on the game, you fucking asshole, you fucking bitch, like fucking go for it. That's
Paul,
awesome.
Paul, you gonna let your daughter swear?
What I teach them now is like they know what swear words are and they know that they're young, not to use them. They're inappropriate words for their age right now. But if my daughter were to say shit or something, I wouldn't punish her. It depends on the context. So if she calls someone, if she calls someone a piece of shit, then yeah, she'd be in trouble. But if she just said, if she dropped something and said shit, I would be like, hey, watch it. But I wouldn't punish her for it.
This is the differentiation of use of language. Because I think if you're using it in a way like at that age to be derogatory to someone else, that's a problem. If you're using it to express yourself and like blah, 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 I think that's completely different,
Yeah. Like my kids got this thing right now where they call each other fat. Neither one of my kids is fat. And they know that. They just tease each other, but they're not actually insulting each other.
Is it actually hurting one of them though?
No. They do it. They laugh about it.
Oh, okay.
They're like, you're fat. No, you're fat. They just joke about it. Neither one of them's fat. And they understand that it's not to be used to insult other people. If you want to tease each other.
Do they say it around other people?
No, just at home around. No, they know better than to say it in public. Because there could be someone around who would take offense to that. But no, but in the house, they want to call each other fat. I don't care. It's not a big deal to me. As long as it's joking and it's not like, you fat bitch or something like that, they're not going to say that anyways. But
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
But let's be serious.
Well, as long as it's in a joking manner, I don't find it an issue. Yeah. But like I said, if they were to use it as like an actual, like they're mad at each other and they start insulting each other and calling each other fat, then I would say something. But
then that's probably
very lighthearted the way they do it.
I don't know. I don't have kids, so I can't really enter this debate. But if I did have kids, I feel like it'd be different for me.
Yeah, like if they were joking around calling each other fat, even though they both clearly know each other's not fat.
Because I would worry that they would use it on a fat kid, and then it would really hurt that kid's feelings.
But that's the talk I have with them. I'm like, listen, I don't care if you guys use that word with each other, but you don't call other kids that, right? You don't use that word to insult people. And they're like, oh, we just call each other that, Daddy. And I have no reason to believe that they're lying to me. I don't think my kids are disrespectful.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm making is like I think there's where the parenting comes in of making sure your kid knows appropriate and inappropriate times to use certain. But to be naive to think that telling your kid to never say the F word and then like it's obviously not, that's ridiculous. He's going to hang out with his friends, they're going to swear, and the more you demonize language, especially with kids, the more ample they're going to be to use it.
For sure.
Tell them not to do something, they're going to do the opposite 10 times worse. So I think you need to teach them the right and wrong times to use certain things and be like, hey, this is absolutely not the right time, or you don't use it in certain contexts. But I think in certain manners of expressing yourself, I don't think it's a problem.
I agree.
How big of a fort could you build out of all the pizza boxes from the pizzas you've consumed in your life? Or for Mike, Tim Hortons boxes?
Skyscraper.
Taj Mahal.
Fucking Burj Khalifa. Just Timbits boxes to the
Holy shit. The pizza thing got way worse after retirement. I just want people to know that. I only ate
so it would be that big of a house.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Okay, last question. Do you think we do too much gay shit on here?
Are you going to ask another gay question?
Yes.
Wait, we're fucking
depends on what it is.
Men of the people. We love everybody. We talk about everything.
If you this is fucking ridiculous. If you stick a finger in your butt when you're jerking off, does it make you gay?
No,
you got problems.
That's an uncomfortable position to be in. Like,
what kind of flexibility do you have?
Guy? Are you going from the front or the back? How are you
long as your arms?
Thumb reach around and like.
Why would you want to?
You're just like. It's like a fucking saw underneath your body.
or you got to be like sitting with your feet up or something like that. Like,
Okay,
you know how you
forget.
make that
Okay,
work?
okay, wait. Forget the logistics of it.
The answer of this
Is it
the
gay or not?
No, we got problems.
This is the same. If you're not fucking gay, it's not fucking gay.
That's not true.
You're just enjoying you're enjoying your own little butthole, man.
Yeah.
If
You're enjoying your own butt.
if you're sticking your thumb up your ass and masturbating to fucking gay porn, then
You're
you're
gay.
probably gay. If you're putting your thumb up your ass because it feels good and jerking off to heterosexual porn, you're clearly not fucking gay.
You're fucking weird, but you're not gay.
Yeah, you got some gay. But like in the same breath, if your wife shoves her finger up your ass, are you all of a sudden gay? No, of course not.
If you're asking her
That's
to,
different.
maybe.
That's different.
I don't think it is.
No, I think yeah. it is.
Milking the prostate.
Yeah.
Look it up.
If your wife is doing anything to you, it's not gay.
Well, no. All that matters
What
is
if she's got a strap on?
if you're
Yeah,
gay.
that may be, yeah.
Yeah, you're in denial about something.
I still disagree.
Ian, you
Really?
still disagree?
If your wife straps on and bangs you,
If you're getting pegged, you're like, nah, I'm not gay.
Look, I'm definitely not into that, but I could definitely
to make that clear.
Disclaimer.
First off,
Crystal
no,
clear.
it's literally it's only gay if you're gay. If you're gay and you're doing shit, then yeah, you're just gay. But if you're straight and you do the shit, it doesn't just make you gay.
That's kind of like a
you're probably
scientific
gay.
answer.
You're probably gay, but in denial.
Yeah, that's
No.
what I'm thinking.
No,
Yeah.
not necessarily.
I don't think if you're not that you would enjoy that.
I think in the vast majority of times that people are doing these things, like if you're getting fucked in the ass or if you're shoving your finger up your ass while you're masturbating, there is a good chance that is the actions of a gay person. But if a straight person is doing
Very
it
good
doesn't-
chance.
Yeah, extremely high.
Perhaps. But if a straight person is doing it, like if Fouad, if you go over right now and you're like, maybe I want to try that. We just talked about it. I'll try it tonight. Shove your fucking thumb up your ass and jerk off. You're not just all of a sudden gay, you know?
If I like it a lot, then there's potential.
I'd be
Only-
questioning myself.
Only if you're fantasizing about men at the same time.
I don't know.
I don't know you.
I think if I
It's
like,
pretty dry, in my
I
opinion.
think
Yeah.
if I'm like, I want to try pegging, and then I try pegging and it feels great, then I might have a problem.
Because I think it's almost like a
It still doesn't make sense because just because something feels gay, feels gay,
Yes,
feels good.
yes.
Do you think, Ian? Do you think the act of someone entering you is gay?
No,
No.
I think if you're enjoying a man fucking you in the ass and you're enjoying it because it's a man, then yes,
But-
you're gay.
But
But if I'm with my heterosexual wife and I don't fantasize about men ever, and I'm just enjoying something because it feels good, that I'm not gay. That
But-
makes no sense.
What?
could you be straight and enjoy someone entering you?
You can be, of course you can.
No,
I love
I don't know. I don't know.
you can't.
Favorite word of the entering you.
If
Something you're misconstruing here is
I
that
have entered you.
We become one.
anal sex because that's their only fucking port of entry. Like
No.
it's not like
I
if
don't
they
know.
had a
Ian,
vagina, two guys had a vagina, they'd be fucking the vagina. It's just like
Ian,
it's irrelevant.
Ian,
But you wouldn't be getting fucked.
But
Ian,
it's
you
You
irrelevant.
wouldn't be getting.
You
You wouldn't be
can't-
getting entered.
Entered is a better word. Thank you, Mike.
wait a minute. You cannot be taking it from a man and be like, I'm still straight.
Well, you can, but the odds are you are probably gay. Yes.
Well, you
Like,
can
look,
say
Well,
it,
unless you're
but
being
it's not.
unless you're being forced into that interaction,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, look,
you're doing a long
No.
prison
you
sentence.
have to look at it this way. How many straight guys are letting gay guys fuck them in the ass? Probably very few. But if a straight guy, say you're in fucking prison and you're getting fucked in the ass, you're not all of a sudden gay.
Well,
If you
I
enjoy
under,
it.
but you have to. You're putting this in a nuance that doesn't really make sense because yes, no straight guy is letting a guy fuck them in the ass. There's none. No guy.
All I'm saying is if I decide I want to try pegging and I enjoy it a lot, I might have a problem
Why?
because I'm getting banged and I'm enjoying it.
So, but you're getting banged by your female wife.
Please don't clip that, Brandon.
100% he's going to now. Oh, but you're getting fucked by your wife and you're not enjoying it because you're like, ooh, this is probably what it feels like to get fucked by a man. You're
I
just
think you might be,
enjoying it because it feels good.
I think you're in denial.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you're in denial.
What am I in denial about?
What if the guy's name is Denial?
This is a never-ending debate on this podcast.
I
Never-ending.
always wondered. I always wondered about.
What if you enter into denial?
Wait, Ian's saying something. What are you saying?
I just said it doesn't make sense in my opinion because like I understand what you're saying because like yeah, clearly if you're letting a man fuck you in the ass, the odds are you are probably gay. Not many straight men are letting a man fuck them in the ass.
Okay, think of it this way. Let's say you're just gonna try it. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And
Try what?
I'm gonna try. I don't want to really say it because they're gonna keep clipping these clips.
Are we talking about pegging or are we talking about with a man?
We're talking about with a man.
Are you
I'm
trying
gonna try entering. I'm gonna try entering.
entering or being entered?
No, being entered. So I'm
Being
like,
entered?
I'm like, you know what?
Funny though, this doesn't make sense.
One second.
Okay.
I'm gonna try being entered. Let's go ahead.
Sure.
And we try. And then I like it. That means I'm gay.
Okay, but why are you letting a man try to fuck you in the ass?
Just want to try it out.
See what it feels like.
Yeah, but see,
Taking her for a spin.
but you're blurring
Like
the
the new
lines.
e-bike.
Wait, say it again.
You're blurring the lines now because no straight man is going to have that thought.
Maybe. Be like, I wonder what it's like.
You could wonder what it's like, but when you're actually performing the action of letting a guy fuck you in the ass, the odds are you are probably gay. Do I think that it makes you gay by doing it? No. But do I think if you're fantasizing about this might feel good having a dude fuck me in the ass, then you're probably gay? Yeah.
I think if you are curious enough about it that you let it happen and then you enjoyed it. See, the enjoyment is the part that matters.
Well, no, it depends because it like in the case of pegging, if you enjoy pegging, I don't think that's gay remotely. I don't even think that's a slight bit gay in my opinion. But I think if you're letting a dude fuck you in the ass, 100%, you're probably gay.
What if it's a really hot tranny?
Well, then you're blurring the lines big time.
Yeah, deeper issues. Do you guys think that a guy can actually be bisexual?
No.
I don't think so either.
No,
Wait.
I think a bisexual is just a gay guy that still fucks women, you know?
Yeah.
No, yes, I do.
You do? You think so?
All that means is you're attracted to both people.
Yeah, but you think that's possible
Yes.
for a guy?
Yes.
I mean, sure.
You think one day you could want a dick.
I
next
think
day you
you're
could want a vagina.
I think you could be so sexual that you just don't give a fuck. You just want
Maybe that. Yeah.
to touch.
People like that.
'Cause, you
for
know,
sure.
I do know a couple guys, over the years that would literally bang any girl out there. Like they didn't care how ugly she was, whatever. It was just numbers, I guess. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
But so maybe that it falls along the same lines,
I think
like people that are so sexual that like whether it's a man, a
They don't
woman,
care.
a tranny, whatever, they don't give a fuck. They'll fuck anything, you know?
Yeah.
all right. Well, I guess that's this week.
Well,
Paul, do you
we
want to
settle those
you want
issues.
to Paul, do you want to send us off with a prayer?
Are we gonna make this a weekly thing now? Okay. Let's bow our heads in silence.
Wait, let me get the things ready to log off so we can just say a prayer, amen, and then we're gone.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Don't make it too short. Come on, give us a good one.
Okay.
Don't
Lord.
make it too sweet either.
Okay.
Spice in there.
Okay. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for the wonderful friends that we have and the great conversations that we come up with on these nights and some of the issues that we solve. And just very blessed to share the evening with these men. Amen.
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 Kind of gay.
What?
Yeah, let's do that again. Let's do that
so
again.
gay.
I'll throw some curses in there and some other.
Why last week you said dear leader. This week you said dear Lord.
Oh, did I say dear Lord? I didn't mean to say that because I don't know people that might offend some people.
You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Okay,
Cut
let's
that out.
let's do it one more time. I'm not cutting it out. We'll just let people know that you fucked up.
It's a do-over.
Okay.
This is for
Okay.
everyone else.
Okay,
Okay, let's go.
dear leader.
Who's the leader? That's what I want to know before we go on.
Well, everyone's got their own leader. Whoever
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
The leader is
To you.
denial.
Whoever denial, whoever your leader is, pay homage to that leader.
Okay.
And just thank you for our health and our friendships and good times. Amen.
Pray that we're not entered tonight.
Yeah, we don't want to be entered either. Yeah. Pray that none of us get entered tonight or ever in our lifetimes for that matter.
That's what
Hey,
it is.
fuck it.
And may we continue entering others. I mean, your significant others.
Make sure you throw that in there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
That's what I meant to say.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
See you guys.